A year ago, LSU was perfect here at home and on the road. A purple and gold magic carpet ride to a national championship.
You know the difference, right?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow might be a Heisman moment right there.
Touchdown, LSU. Burrows throws. Catch made. Justin Jefferson racing down the far sideline. Touchdown, Tigers. And intercepted. Derek Stingley's got it in the end zone.
Game time has arrived.
It's more than a buzz. It's electric. Touchdown. A classic in Tuscaloosa. They're giving chase, and he somehow escapes again. And now throws on the run. Got it.
You are the man, Joe.
SEC champions, the Tigers of LSU.
A team of destiny and a team for ages. They are the national champions, the Tigers of LSU.
Over the last 6 months, there have been quiet campuses, empty streets, a world filled with so many questions that seemingly have no answers. And for SEC football fans, a fear that there may not have even been a season at all. We have just one thing to say. Strike up the band. That is music to my ears. I don't know about all of you, but it means welcome to the Home Depot. SEC on CBS and an SEC West battle, the Bulldogs of Mississippi State against the Tigers of LSU, the defending national champions. And here they come. With the 2019 national banner just having been raised by the governor about 20 minutes ago. And there were so many days and nights where I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to say, welcome everybody, I'm Brad Nessler. All the autumns we've spent, I don't know how many games, man, but this is a season, Gary Danielson, that we're about to embark on like no other.
Ness, our last game, we were celebrating the 150th year of college football. We were all in doubt if 151 would ever happen, but the commitment of a lot of people, from the commissioner's office, presidents of these universities, athletic directors, coaches, coaching staff, support groups, they all pitched in. They did Zoom calls, new protocols, even our network, the networks that cover it, flying in like 70 people to do this game safely. This stuff doesn't just happen. It was a commitment. We are really proud to kick this thing off.
And I know the players are ready. In LSU, we talked about their title run there in the Open. They lost 14 guys to the National Football League. They had 3 more opt out. And last night we find out their best player is not going to be here either.
5 #1 draft picks for LSU. 4 of them could have returned. Jamar Chase opts out, as you mentioned, but Derek Stingley, just last night, he's going to be out. That means 2 returning All-Americans that they were counting on. Stingley even practiced for this game. But you know what happens in football? The quarterback, it's going to go to Miles Brennan, the new signal caller. Joe Burrow led this team, but it's time to change. And something you don't see very often in college football, a 4-star quarterback willing to wait 4 years to get his first start.
Adam and the guys talked about it in the pregame show. The Pirate is back. Mike Leach back in the SEC, brings his air raid offense. That should be fun for the folks in Starkville. And he's got a quarterback that he kind of brought with him from the Pac-12.
He did. In KJ Costello, he saw him at Stanford. They faced each other. KJ has a lot of experience airing it out in the Pac-12. Now he comes to run the air raid offense for Mike Leach. I really believe he'll be fine. I wonder about the other 10 guys as Mike Leach takes a predominantly running team and turns them into 3 out of 4 times they're going to throw the ball.
Mike feels pretty good in hand. The jacket still fit. Let's do this.
You got it.
Jamie Erdahl will join us, and we'll kick it off from LSU in a minute. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Nissan, Zaxby's, Dr. Pepper, and by Wheels Up. LSU set to host the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. The protocol for everybody pretty much the same. As you see, the stands are not full. 25% capacity, which is 25,000. You've got to have face masks on. There hasn't been any tailgating outside. That looked really weird for us. Cheerleaders and band will perform from the stands, not on the field. And I hadn't seen Jamie Erdahl in person until this morning. Here she is again.
Oh, but Brad, Gary, wouldn't you agree how fitting it feels for us to start our SEC season here on the grounds upon which last year's national championship team was built? Tiger Stadium historically is one of, if not the most electric game environments to witness, but as you mentioned, diminished. 25,000 people allowed, just 10% of that is students. The band is at half capacity and socially distanced. Nearly 2,000 fan cutouts were made, and I mean, they're great, but they don't make a lot of noise. Now, speaking of that noise, spoke with several veteran LSU players telling me, sure, they're going to have to rely on each other for some of that motivation, but one even said a 25% capacity Tiger Stadium may feel as loud as a full house somewhere else. That's a big expectation for a fan base, but it sounds like they're up to the task this season.
We'll see how they do, Jamie. Mississippi State won the toss, and they have elected to receive. It's a little sticky, but we've had worse here. 83 is not bad in Baton Rouge for late September. This is the 114th meeting. Started way back in 1896. LSU won that one in a shutout. Saturday in Death Valley. Doesn't matter if it's night game or day games. They've been winning a lot of them. Avery Atkins has got it teed up. Javante Payton and Lee Witherspoon are deep. Here we go. Payton lets it go, and Mississippi State will bring it out to the 25-yard line. And so offensively, the guy that we talked about, you've seen him in a Stanford uniform. Now you see him in the burgundy of Mississippi State. KJ Costello. It's a long ways from Rancho Santa Margarita, California to Starkville. And here's the rest of the offense that joins him, including an all-SEC tailback in Kylan Hill.
And I think that's the biggest question. How do they use the leading returning rusher in the SEC, Kylan Hill, in this air raid offense?
Jaquavius Marks is with him in the backfield. Costello comes up throwing, and it is a completion on the first play of the game. Pickup of 5 out to the 35. And he got it to Austin Williams. Defensively for LSU, with Bo Pelini, it would normally be a 4-3. But he's going to go with a nickel defense today, and with Derek Stingley out, as Gary talked about, put some pressure on Jay Ward and Eli Ricks on the corners in a 5 defensive backfield. Second down and 5. Costello pumps once and wanted to go streak down the sideline. Little miscommunication there as Tyrell Shavers, the transfer from Alabama, broke off the route. It'll bring up third down.
So when we ask Coach Leach, where are you? I mean, what can you expect? You know, you're turning this thing from a predominantly running offense into the air raid offense where you throw out 3-4 times. He says, work in progress.
Yes. Third down and 5. Blitz coming from LSU. Costello, and he gets hammered at the 20-yard line. It's Jacoby Stevens with a sack.
Number 7, it could have been Grant Delpit, but now it's Jacoby Stevens. They don't look much different than that number 7, do they?
No, they don't.
Bo Pelini already, out of the 3 plays, he's blitzed twice. He's hit the quarterback once for a sack, and it looks like he's going to dial up pressure.
So a 3 and out, and now Tucker Day, as you look at Bo Pelini on the sideline, forcing the punt, and Trey Palmer is back for LSU. And a nice kick way back at the 20-yard line, fielded over his shoulder. Trying to get back to where he caught it, and he won't. Nice coverage by the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. The beauty of a punt, 58 yards. Here comes Miles Brennan. Long Beach, Mississippi. And he always wanted to be an LSU Tigers starting quarterback. Here's your chance. You waited your turn. You didn't transfer. You waited behind Danny Etling and Joe Burrow, and now it is number 15's time. Chris Curry will have to try to fill the shoes of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's in the NFL now. So let's see what the LSU offense does on first down from the 18-yard line. It is Curry spinning his way to the 20, pickup of a couple. Jaden Crumedy made the tackle from the defensive line spot, and he's one of the good ones on that front as you take a look at their front three. The nose tackle who just made the stop. Harold Thompson, their leading tackler a year ago. He's the captain of the defense. And there's the back end, the 5 defensive backs. So second down and 8. We're going to see our first pass from Miles Brennan. Might be a corner blitz coming in his face too. Here they come. Quick slant, completion, and looks like a first down. Got it to Terrace Marshall. Well, if you lose all those receivers, it's nice to have a Terrace Marshall back.
They do, and they're going to move him around in these formations a lot more than what they did last year, where you could pretty much depend on where they would line up.
Curry straight up the middle. Nice cut. Ooh, that hit hard at the 34-yard line. But a good pickup.
Besides all of the talent, the Heisman Trophy winner, first-round draft picks all over the field, they also lost Joe Brady, their passing coordinator. Steve Enzinger is going to run the show, along with Scott Linehan, who's replaced Joe Brady.
Scott Linehan was a coach with the Rams, head coach in the NFL, and of course Dave Aranda also got a head coaching job at Baylor. So a new defensive coordinator, Bo Pelini, who we already mentioned. This pass a little bit behind Eric Gilbert, the highly touted freshman tight end.
And it was, and that's that communication that you got to continue to work on. The quarterback thinks the tight end's going to stop right there. Tight end says, I'm going to just take one more step. On a short pass like that, you have to be very accurate. No time to adjust.
LSU led the nation last year on third down efficiency with Joe Burrow at the controls. Let's see what they do with Miles Brennan on third down and 3. They've got 3 receivers bunched to the top of the screen, and Curry, the tailback, in the slot.
6 in the box, and they bring 5.
Brennan has time now, running out of it. Wanted to throw on the run, could have tried to tuck it and run. Oh, he took a wicked lick at the 35, and it's a nice hit by Aaron Brule. That was almost cream brulee of the quarterback.
Absolutely.
There. Going to force a punt.
And Miles Brennan is going to have to pick out these linebackers and avoid them. Now, it was a run. He's trying to get a first down, trying to get everything out of it he could. But what he got out of it was his first SEC shoulder pad.
Hello. Zach Van Rosenberg, the second oldest player in college football, is set to punt for LSU. Just turned 30 a couple of days ago. Nice kick, long spiral. Austin Williams will take it around the 16-yard line. So neither team able to get too much going offensively. Both were forced to punt. Bulldogs with their second offensive series when we come back. Here we're back at Tiger Stadium. No score in the first 4 minutes. Each team has been forced to punt, and Mississippi State has to work at its own 16-yard line.
So Mississippi State was 89th in the country last year in passing. They opened up the game with 3 straight passes.
They still haven't let Kylan Hill touch it. He is with KJ Costello in the Bulldog backfield.
They got to figure that out. That's a big part of the Mike Leach offense. About 40% of the yards goes to the running backs.
He looked out in the flat to him. He gets it to him. And just like that, KJ Hill shows why he's an all-SEC performer as he hurdles his way out for about 6.
That's really the running offense in this air raid offense. Those short connector flights to the running back. You don't complete 70% of your passes throwing the ball deep downfield.
Little prop jets, right?
Yes, those little proppers.
Second down and 3.
So all the talk about a 4-man line, and what do we start out with here is a 3-man defensive line.
Costello, delayed blitz coming from LSU. He's running for his life and just has to throw it away.
Yeah, it was an odd formation. 3 receivers to the left, and Costello rolls right.
Well, quarterbacks under Mike Leach over the years. Cliff Kingsbury was coach of the Cardinals. Graham Harrell, Gardner Minshew, who's the mustache star of the Jaguars. Anthony Gordon, who led the country in yards passing the last 2 years. So, like, you know, he's always in the top 10, his teams in passing for virtually the last 2 decades between Texas Tech and Washington State. And last year, 3rd fewest passing yards for the Bulldogs. They're trying to change that, but they find themselves with another 3rd down. Jaquavius Marks in the backfield with Costello. And they'll give it to him, and he's got the 1st down and a lot more. And Marks out to the 29-yard line. Nice run on a 1st down.
So the whole 2 weeks of camp, you know, this LSU defense has been get to the quarterback, get to the quarterback. You see inside Jacoby Stevens is blitzing and the running back runs right by him. More of a attack the gap defense this year for Bo Pelini. Play the run on the way to the quarterback is the style of this defense.
Talked so much with the coaches about Kylan Hill, and they said Jaquavius Marks is right in the thick of it. He was in the thick of it there for a 1st down, and he's still in there at tailback. Costello, quick slants, complete. Not a big gain, maybe 2 or 3. Javonte Payton with a catch. Won't see a lot of huddles in this game.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting talking to Coach O before the game. He said, you know, it was really a blow when Jamar Chase and Sheldon Big T left the team. Imagine when they got the news about Stingley last night.
No kidding. By the way, Derek Stingley is not a COVID-related problem. They think he had an allergic reaction to something. Costello trying to slip screen. Got a good block out there in the flat. And Osiris Mitchell with a big gain into LSU territory. That's just how you draw it up, Gare.
Absolutely, and the block was key. Actually took 2 guys here coming out. One covering him and one he blocks at the same time. When you play man coverage, if you're a receiver and you can get to one other guy, not the guy covering you, you end up blocking 2 people. Beautifully run. Big part of that offense is wide receiver tunnel screens.
Osiris Mitchell led them in yardage receiving and touchdowns a year ago, and that big 1st down got him to the 41-yard line. They'll pick up at 22. Oop, somebody jumps. Might be a free play. Now they're going to blow it dead. Not sure if they jumped on the right side or if Travez Moore came across the line.
Offside. Defense, number 49. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
We know now it was on the defense, as Jason Autry, our referee,
So
lets
one
us
of
know.
the things we love about the Mike Leach offense is his game plan on his little sheet right there, a little napkin.
Yeah.
You know, we see those guys that walk around with a 3x5 board, you know, yards and yards. He has a base of about 18 to 25 plays, and he's looking to repeat, and out-execute you. That's the style of offense.
He is the size of a bar napkin. Costello over the middle, completes. Only about a 2-yard gain, though, and he got it to Austin Williams.
And Jabril Cox right there, the rangy outside linebacker, strong safety, space player.
Do they rave about him?
Yeah, I mean, they're calling him a future #1 pick, transfer this year from North Dakota State. You know, watching him on tape, he actually reminds me of Jamie Collins, the NFL player, free agent, just went from New England over to Cleveland.
Kylan Hill with his best run. And he's
like
down to the 21.
Flag on the play, you know, behind the play, you don't know if it's holding or a defensive lineman gets his hand in the face mask.
Holding. Offense, number 55.
It's coming back.
10-yard penalty. Repeat. 2nd down.
And you see Jason Autry there with a regular whistle around his neck. We have started the season with electronic whistles through, what, 3 weeks? And
Yeah, should be pregame.
pregame, they're great, but
You know, I got to see it right side of your screen right there. There's the hold.
yep.
You know, when you're listening to those things in an auditorium, they sound loud.
They
You get
sound
on a
great.
football field, it does not pierce.
And with that, even though they say electronic whistles preferred, today our Referee has a regular whistle, and Costello looking to whistle one down the middle, but he got it too far in front of his intended receiver, incomplete, and Osiris Mitchell couldn't quite get a hand on it.
Osiris Mitchell really ran a nice route there on Damon Evans. That was a handful to stop him. He goes out. The senior right here is so patient. Comes out wide, had him easy, could have been caught, just let him maybe a yard too much on that play. That's a completion and a big play, and it might have been a first down.
Joseph Evans got a big paw in there. I don't think he tipped it, but I don't think so, but I think it kind of freaked out KJ Costello a little bit. And now he's got a 3rd and long. Hasn't had one of these today. 3 wide receivers to his right. He's looking that way. Throws as he falls down, and what a catch. And it's complete. And it's Mitchell again, and it's a first down all the way down to the 19-yard line.
I thought Ali Gay, number 11, was going to get a piece of the ball in the pocket. See how he swims? And Costello does a really nice job of taking the ball away from the rush and then delivering the strike on the play. We watch it one more time. They work on this. They work on it with brooms. Costello takes it away, almost like a behind-the-back dribble, and then makes the throw.
That was pretty. Kylan Hill back in there with him in the red zone now at the 19-yard line. And it's a draw play to Hill. Spins his way and then backs his way down to the 15.
Watch this technique, and you work on it, and you work on it. You feel the rush. Watch number 3, KJ, feel the rush and take the ball out of the way and then move up in the pocket, climb inside and make the play. Wonderful play, and that's what I mean. The veteran quarterback who's got a lot of snaps playing at Stanford in the Pac-12 comes in. He might be more familiar with this offense, even though he's the newest guy on the team than anybody else.
We know he's a smart guy. He's already graduated in political science, wants to be a lawyer. Right now he wants to get a touchdown. Costello across the middle again, complete. And that one's Dylan Johnson, freshman. He's got it down around the 11.
Good. Really good push inside that time. Costello could feel the push inside. Ika, number 62, is the guy that just took the center and just pushed him right in with the quarterback's feet.
There's his numbers at Stanford. In the top 10 in a lot of career categories, and there have been a lot of good quarterbacks out there.
Costello must be a smart guy because he knew he only had 10 guys on the field.
I told you he was a smart guy.
Future lawyer right there.
At the 11. 3rd down and 2. It's been a good-looking drive. Kylan Hill with Costello in the backfield. KJ has time, pumps once. Whoa, got collared.
Oh, yeah,
and that's going to be either a face mask or a horse collar or something on Ali Gay, I think.
I think Gay, when he reaches out, Costello ducks right into his hand, and he gets the back of the helmet, is look what I saw at first. Yes, back of the helmet. As he reaches out, KJ Costello ducks down, tries to get underneath it, and then gets
There is no foul
forward.
for a face mask. 4th down.
They called no foul.
They picked it up.
He got him on the shoulder to start with, and then yanked him in. Boy, that's pretty close. Any part of the back of that helmet could be called. This could be reviewed.
Replay officials David Almond. KJ Costello backing up. Here comes the field goal unit. They were thinking about the 4th and 2. Well, bring out Brandon Ruiz.
So they did call it a sack, so now it'll be 4th and 9.
So not only not a face mask, a sack as well, and it backs up Ruiz out of the hold of Reed Bowman. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt. Ruiz with the kick up and perfect. And so the Bulldogs of Mississippi State on the road with a really impressive drive. Stalled a little bit after the sack. KJ Costello a little disappointed he couldn't get his team in the end zone. They'll take the 3 though.
Adam Zucker in New York with this Jeep update. Big 12 full of surprises this year. Kansas State scoring 24 unanswered on number 3 Oklahoma. Spencer Rattler, his 3rd interception of the game, seals it. And for the 2nd straight year, Kansas State takes down a top 5 Sooners team. Ness, Gary, Happy New Year.
Oh man, how about that, Zook, huh? So we have our first big upset of the year. The Sooners going down.
Do you think it's too soon to go committee, right?
No, don't talk that right now. Miles Brennan, this is the last time he started a game, Gare.
Wow. High school. I said to you that in the Southeastern Conference, you see more unicorns than you see four-star quarterbacks sticking around 4 years to play quarterback. He's been patient, as you said. Got beat out basically twice, and it's his turn. It's his team.
Ty Davis-Price in the backfield.
And at first he thought he'd just have to look for Jamar Chase, but it's going to get a little more complicated.
Yeah,
right?
the Bolitnikoff winner is not here. But Terrace Marshall is. His big freshman tight end is as well. And here's Brennan going complete. And it's out across the 35 to the aforementioned Terrace Marshall. First down.
And that was a very soft zone defense that time. This Mississippi State defense, all new group right there. Zach Arnett from San Diego State was recruited by Mike Leach to run his defense. They're not there yet either, obviously.
Well, you saw LSU almost never trailed last year. They never trailed in the fourth quarter, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think only twice in the second half all year.
So they're down 3 here with 4 to go in the first quarter. There you see the socially distanced cheerleaders and band that Jamie talked about. Jamie spent a lot of time talking to Miles Brennan this week, too, about this start and this team. We'll hear more from her in a second. Just inside the 43. Brennan, quick throw out. Should have been caught in and out of the hands of Davis-Price as we check in with Jamie.
Yeah, Brad, Miles Brennan coming out of high school, 170 pounds. He said it's a version of himself he wishes he could forget. The speed bumps he hit along his way at LSU, he said so many times I had to stop and take a deep breath. He's listed at about 210 now. He said when Joe Burrow arrived, that was one of those moments I really had to center myself and say, I want to stay here, but I wouldn't be the quarterback I am without going through those trials and tribulations.
Yeah, he said this week Joe had his time and did his thing, and now it's my time to do my thing. Let's see if he can pick up a 3rd down and 7. Need to get it out to the 49-yard line. Brennan pumps once. Trying to buy himself some time. Throws late and incomplete. 4th down.
And he was hoping Racy McMath that time, new wide receiver out there, would come back to him. Racy decided to step one back and then go long. A little bit, again, to that miscommunication that last year, when the 3 guys were on sync the whole year. Never really seen anything like that, which we saw last year with those 3 guys with Joe Burrow.
So here's Zach Von Rosenberg's 2nd punt. And Austin Williams waits for it. Back inside the 20. Expected it to be a little quieter with not 102,000 people here, but you can hear a pin drop right now because LSU hasn't been able to do anything on offense. Their 2nd punt coming up. And Rosenberg backs up Williams inside the 10. And a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. Inside the 45. The officials with a little conference. More than a little conference. Trying to explain it to Mike Leach. They're giving him the option of something. We just don't know what it is. Here's a call.
Illegal formation, kicking team. Number 4 was an interior lineman, then shifted to an eligible position. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 4th down.
They definitely wanted to try to make him kick it again so you don't have to start inside your own 10-yard line. So we'll do it all again.
Gonna kick over.
Von Rosenberg, I talked about him being the 2nd oldest player in college football. It's because he spent 6 years in the minors in baseball. As you watch behind him, as his next punt is high, and it will not carry as far, and it will be a little bit better starting position by about 5 or 6 yards.
Pretty consistent, huh?
Yeah, pretty consistent.
He moved back 5 yards and he kicked it exactly the same.
LSU trailing the Bulldogs of Mississippi State 3-0 here in the first. Adam Zucker and the guys will show you a lot of college football scores at halftime. Our score is 3-0 Mississippi State after they went 66 yards in 11 plays. The last time they had it, used almost 6 minutes before they had to settle for a 35-yard field goal.
Mississippi State, if you're looking at Mike Leach history, leading the nation in passes attempts, but for the last 2 seasons, they were in the top 30 of the least number of sacks allowed. They've already allowed 2 so far. They got to watch that. That could become a chase your quarterback type game, and it just builds on it.
Colin Hill with K.J. Costello, and Colin will get the call. Gets out around the 18-yard line. Will Farrell in on the stop. There's a guy that opted out and opted back in, and they're pretty happy he did.
Yeah, I really think that anybody that opts back in right now is going to be taken with open arms.
Yes. And Coach Orgeron said yesterday, any of my guys can come back if they want to. Those other 3 cats can come back too, whenever they feel like it. Tyler Shelvin, Jamar Chase, and Kerry Vincent I'm talking about.
See if that Mississippi State offensive line can keep them free.
2nd and 7. Here they come again. Costello fires, batted down at the line by Farrell again. So he's making a difference in the last 2 plays.
It was, but it was great protection. Nice pocket. The ball was being thrown cleanly downfield with an open player, but just timed up front. Oh, one hand and almost intercepted. Yes. I think if it wasn't defended by the lineman right there to knock it down, that would have been. I think Johnson, 69, kept that from being an interception.
That is 2 big plays by number 92, the 320-pounder, and it forces a 3rd and 7. Whistles blow it dead. I think Mississippi State, did they jump? Oh, K.J. Costello is saying they jumped in the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense number 49 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Revez and Ali Gable were both on that side and jumped. There they both come.
Yep, just into the neutral zone. Going to rotate about 8 guys through there. Brad told you, 2 of them 11 and 49. Gay and Moore will play that left side. And they'll also take those defensive ends and move them inside, which they have this time. Ali Gay is over the guard with these wide splits. They're going to move their defensive ends inside and try to put pressure on those guards and center gaps.
K.J. Costello doesn't want to waste that 3rd and 5. He's going to call a timeout, head over to talk to Coach Leach. How is building the border wall going? 60 Minutes has been investigating, and you'll be surprised at what they found. That's tomorrow, 60 Minutes on CBS. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, our CBS crew at Tiger Stadium. If you're just joining us and you don't know, Derek Stingley, the All-American last year as a freshman and the SEC Newcomer of the Year as well, not playing in this game. And a lot of people wondered if it was a COVID-related issue. The information we have is that they think he had an allergic reaction to something and that he should be cleared to play very soon. They were even hoping maybe he'd come back today. So let's put some pressure on those other corners. Talk about allergic reactions. I was a little bit concerned about the catfish po' boy I had last night, but it turned out all right for me. Yeah, I'm okay.
Remember, both sacks for LSU were on 3rd down. When it was 3rd and short last time, they ran a draw.
Colin Hill in the backfield with Costello. Blitz coming to give it to Colin Hill. And he's going to be about 2 shy of a 1st down. Jabril Cox made the stop.
Sometimes those stats mean nothing, but when you get sacked twice on 3rd down and you've had success with the draw, you dial it up again and try to avoid that kind of feeding frenzy of sacks that can happen early in a game.
I really thought there was a hole up there for Colin Hill, but Jabril Cox, the guy that we talked about a moment ago, the transfer who the coaches have been raving about, he filled that hole in a hurry.
Well, when I looked at him on tape, he reminded me of Jamie Collins. But tell him who coach said he reminded you of.
I don't remember.
Isaiah Simmons.
Oh, that's right, from Clemson. Yes.
That must have been that po' boy sandwich you had.
Trey Palmer awaits the kick from Tucker Day, and I thought we had a whistle. I think it was an electronic one, so hold on.
Love my guy Brad, man.
Play game.
He doesn't know.
Kicking team,
That's
number
the way it goes.
37.
It
5-yard
hit me
penalty.
right when you were saying it.
Fourth down.
Well, he was a guy that covered everything for Dabo Swinney at Clemson, and that's pretty high praise if that's what Jabril Cox is going to be.
Probably the fastest guy on this LSU team is Trey Palmer back receiving this punt.
He awaits at the 35-yard line. Snap from center's a little high. Kick is not as good as his first attempt, and it's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline around 45 or so.
It's all got to work together. When the snap is not good, you can see how much it threw off that punter on that play.
37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. LSU's got it back. What might have been, when you look in the classroom, you look in that team room and you go, we could have had all these guys back. They all went to the NFL, declared for the draft. And the ones that didn't opted out. Tyler Shelvin, Jamar Chase, Kerry Vincent, as I mentioned earlier. That's 17 really good players.
It's really unprecedented. There's been no national champion that has returned fewer players than this LSU football team with just 5 starters.
Play action, Brennan in trouble, and he's going to go down around the line of scrimmage. He waited too long, and Tyrus Wheats brings him down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it.
See, that's, I think, the biggest difference between Joe Burrow and Miles Brennan. Joe Burrow was more of an athlete. Miles is going to have to learn to get rid of the ball in these situations. Remember, the last true game he played with the pressure on was high school. It's way, way faster here.
Might be the final snap, should be, of the quarter. And his throw is complete across midfield to the 48 is John Emery. And that will get LSU into Mississippi State territory. Last season, 3 quarters, they were scoreless all year. They're scoreless in their first quarter at home in 2020. Mississippi State on the road with a 3-point lead over the defending national champions here at Tiger Stadium. Second quarter at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The defending champions trailing Mississippi State by a field goal. And a 3rd down and 4 for the LSU offense. Brennan in the shotgun all by himself. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the left. He's in trouble again, and down he goes back at the 44-yard line. So it's going to be a punting situation for LSU. Tyrus Wheats with a sack.
If you see it, he catches it. It's just unblocked that time. That's a give that one to the defensive coordinator. Outside tackle steps for the defensive end. He backs off, and the linebacker makes the play. That's that scheming San Diego State West Coast 3-3-5 look that really confused the offensive line for LSU.
Oh, another punt. Zach Von Rosenberg has been the busiest player on the field so far for LSU. Williams way back around the 5-yard line. So they're 95 yards away for the air raid offense. They've had their moments today where Costello tucked that one in. Then out of the flat to Kylan Hill. This was probably one of his best plays right here.
Totally. That's the veteran quarterback. That's the play that KJ Costello's making. It's coming naturally, that Miles Brennan just doesn't have that tempo yet to understand it. Hey, no one really expected that to happen in the first quarter. It's a work in progress for both teams, right?
Yep. Well, when Mike Leach was at Kentucky, he had Tim Couch, and they threw it all over the place.
I wonder if Coach Leach got a waiver for that match.
He doesn't get fined as much as the NFL guys
No,
are.
I don't think he's gonna.
He's KJ Costello standing on his own goal line right now from the 5-yard line with Kylan Hill flanking him. Low snap, had to pick it up. And now throws late across the middle, and he zips it out there for a first down out to the 17-yard line. Cameron Gardner with the completion, so Mississippi State's got something rolling. We welcome you back, Brad and Gary. Jamie's down on the field. You know, it's a 4-quarter thing as far as a test. First quarter test, though, it's a C- right now for LSU's offense.
Yeah, I think they just seem out of sync. They don't really know what to grab right now. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year was an offense in himself. Joe Burrow was a veteran. Let it relax. Let it relax. Let's not panic anywhere on this field. Actually, for both teams. I mean, if you're Washington State right now, you're going, hey.
Whoa, Costello zips it out to the 43 to Javonte Payton.
You know what I just said? If you're Washington State.
Well,
well, Mississippi State is doing great defense, playing the plays, and on offense right there, they throw the jump ball and they get the 50-50 ball.
I'm not sure Derek Stingley Jr. lets that happen.
No, probably not. But one of the things that I've going through the reading with Mississippi State is they actually post grades on 50-50 ball. Who can come up with the most 50-50 balls?
Another high snap. This one Costello has to go up and try to get it out to Kylan Hill, who couldn't handle it. Let's get a studio update. Adam Zucker in New York. Zuck.
Yeah, Ness, some unexpected starts. Another Jeep update for you. Felipe Franks, the former Gator, now he's slinging it for Arkansas. Finds Treylon Burks right here for a big play. Hogs on top of the Dogs with a touchdown. Back to you.
Oh boy, Sam Pittman would like to do that to his own team, huh? The head coach.
And again, veteran quarterback with a lot of snaps, Felipe Franks. Georgia playing with a new one.
Costello, deep drop, and almost got dropped. He got rid of it at the last second. And I think that was in the general vicinity of one of his linemen, but no flag.
Jo'quavious Marks, number 21, is going to have to do better, or he won't be playing for Mississippi State. That's a toad shoe duster right there. He ducked and let him go right by.
And he almost let his quarterback get smoked by Damon Clark.
Yeah, I think he's going to get an earful on that block. You got to stand up and take that on like a man.
And he leaves immediately, as Gary said would happen. Meanwhile, it's going to be...
You know, nobody minds if you're the coaching staff. If you stand in there and you get run over, hey, your teammates will look at it and go, hey, you gave it everything. But when you duck like that, they're going to say, well, that ain't good enough.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 3. The penalty is the ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Lost it down. Third down.
I thought he threw it to one of his 50s out there, and he did, or tried to. So intentional grounding. Closest guy was a lineman. He actually almost hit one of his linemen. Nobody home out there.
I think
that was an eligible receiver.
I had my eye on the blocking of the running back, and when you feel that linebacker coming on touch like that, you're looking to throw it to anybody. Doesn't matter what number they got.
Even an empty space.
Exactly.
So that brings up third down and 20.
Here's Cox, who plays all over the field.
Trying to get his man in motion, finally does. That's Payton. Costello steps up, going deep middle, and caught. It was tipped even a little bit, but still brought down by Cameron Gardner.
I thought Bakersfield had this pick, and I think Bakersfield thought he had this pick. Watch him back into the zone. Turns and looks at the quarterback, looks at the ball and says, I'm not 6'4".
Boy, great catch. Out, caught the back end of the ball. 25-yard pickup.
That's one of those everybody did their job. The Bulldog offensive line, quarterback couldn't throw it any better. The receiver was there, linebacker was there. Everybody gets a passing grade, but it becomes a first down.
At the 43-yard line of LSU. Blitz coming off the corner. Long ball, far side. That one's dropped. Should have been caught by Javonte Payton. Might have been looking into the sun a little bit, but that was a perfect throw, I thought.
It was perfect. And the shadow's going the other direction, Brad, so I can't give him into the sun. As he looks back, I don't think that should be bothering him, and you can't, as you said, drop it in the bread box any better than that. Flout is right in coverage, but a perfect pass, bump and run, beats that bump and run coverage. KJ Costello putting on a nice show here.
He really is.
A little bit of pressure, too.
He's standing in tough. Faced a lot of blitzes so far. This time they're going to try Colin Hill on that little quick opening draw again. And Hill got 4 before Jamal Clark made the stop the middle linebacker.
Hey, we need this, Pop.
So LSU looking for a stop here on 3rd down and a long 5. You might have heard somebody say, we need this right here. That could have been Mississippi State saying, let's keep the drive alive, and it might have been an LSU
And historically, in a Leach offense, they run less 3rd down plays than any other school in college football.
Right.
And they're 3 for 6 in this game, so they're doing a good job on 3rd down.
You asked Mike yesterday, what's the plan? Keep it.
Communication. Just imagine if there was 100,000 here.
And LSU's got it. Jacoby Stevens.
Cole Smith and KJ Costello not on the same page there. He's moving up the snap, and it's a turnover.
That's not going to work. LSU on offense when we come back. Ed Orgeron in his 4th full season as the head coach of the Tigers of LSU. And as we do Project Smarter presented by the Home Depot, well, it's smart to have a guy like this as a coach because he energizes everybody, as you'll see in this piece from 60 Minutes.
All right, man, we'll come be a Tiger, man. What you waiting on? Good job. Good job. All right, one more time. Set. Hut. Bang.
Guy never stops. It was on 60 Minutes. And his mom was on there, Coco, and he said, my mom used to peel potatoes for $3 an hour so I could get an education. And Gary said, was that almost as cool as winning the national championship, having you and your mom on 60 Minutes? And he said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go Tigers.
And can offense get going for the Tigers?
Brennan over the middle, and that one was dropped. And that's Terrace Marshall. Should have had it.
So 34 yards of total offense for this LSU offense. That time plenty of pocket cushion. Perfect throw. And Marshall, as you could see, took his eye off it, ready to run. Forgot to take the ball with him.
2nd down and 10.
How do you get this offense going if you're Ensminger and Scott Linehan? Because right now nothing's working. He can't run the ball or throw.
He needs some easy throws, but none of them have been. He's going to hand it off to Chris Curry, and Curry maybe got 3. That's about it.
I think they're most disappointed that they can't run the ball. Every time we'd ask them a question, what is the strength of the football team? He said, my running backs. Well, and they're not getting any yards on the ground, so I got to give this Bulldog defense credit. They're stuffing the run.
Steve Ensminger and the coaching staff in the booth there. Steve, the closest one to you. Hoping to dial up a 3rd and 7.
And as you see, they have not gotten one so far in this game.
Need to get to midfield.
That didn't look good, did it? And again, there's no crowd here. Nothing happening. This is, this looks like 2 teams that did not have spring football. So
Ball start. Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's going to make it tougher on him now. It's 3rd down and 12.
And if you're Mississippi State right now, do you go with the 3-man rush set in zone, or do you try to put some pressure again on the quarterback? Let's see what happens.
Right now it looks like the 3. But again, Harold Thompson is moving around in there, number 40, and he's calling the shots, the middle linebacker.
And Davis, number 6 on the end there, is the one guy that might rush. And he does.
Brennan again asked to throw late and got hit as he threw incomplete. And he's got to pick himself off the turf, and it's time to punt again.
Not pretty, is it?
No. Marquis Spencer's not making it pretty for Brennan, but he's holding it too long, Gary.
Well, he got an inside rush from that outside defensive end, but there was nowhere to throw the ball. The routes were a little bit too far downfield, and by the time he was ready to let it go, he was kind of got that pass rush right in his face. I think it's a combination of everything. Can't run the ball right now. You get a drop ball. It's like everybody's taking a turn to make a mistake.
4 possessions, 4 punts. And Rosenberg And this time they're just going to let it go, and it's going to die inside the 10. Drops at about the 9-yard line.
When did you ever hear this? Well, the punt game's working for LSU.
It's working beautifully.
That's right.
First down.
10 minutes remaining, first half. LSU, number 6 in the country. It don't look like it right now. Mississippi State today, some miscues, or they would have more points.
Yeah, and it started with the center. Low snap, high snap, and then a third down, no snap that ended up being a snap for a turnover. That's Cole Smith. He's a transfer player from LSU. You can actually kind of feel his nerves over there. That's been an attack point for LSU. They're trying to bring that pass rush right over the center, and they're going to have to figure that out. Mississippi State has been dominating the football game, but their average starting field position is the 15-yard line. The punt game is keeping LSU with just this 3-point game right now.
Yep, exactly. This time they got to work from the 9. Costello with Colin Hill going motion out of the back. Another bad snap. And he lofts it out. That's dangerous.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Clark, if he had turned around, would have an interception.
Yeah, that has to be. When you're a quarterback on the shotgun, you're really not staring at the ball. You're staring through the center to the secondary, and the ball kind of enters your vision. You don't have time to catch those like you're a catcher. You know, when you're concentrating on the ball in baseball, it's completely different. It has to be consistent right in front of you.
If he was a catcher right now, they'd all be breaking pitches.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
The knuckleball mitt back there. That's the, there it is.
And that one swatted down. That could have been a touchdown if he had kept his hands on it. Ali Gay off the defensive end.
Well, Ali Gay has been a force in this game. The transfer, he has been all over the field. He's had close to a couple sacks. His big, long body. And this is the defense that Coach O wants. He wants an attacking 4-man line. Get in the quarterback space. That's why he brought in Bo Pelini for $2.3 million a year. I was kidding, Bo. You left here at $300,000. You come back at $2 million.
And you're playing bigger games than Akron, and no offense to Youngstown State.
Yes.
3rd down and 10. From the goal line, Costello fires, and it is intercepted. Picked off. Jabril Cox, touchdown. We've talked a lot about him for the first 20 minutes of this game, and he just made the biggest play of the day so far for the Tigers.
Well, remember, he's playing Division III football a year ago. I think this is him right here. Not exactly sure. How do you miss a guy that big? Number 19, yes. Playing in space, and then he cuts underneath. Kind of a poor throw. When you make that throw like that, you got a guy right on the hip of the receiver, a little bit behind, and it costs you a pick 6. But as you said, Brad, a defensive end, outside linebacker, safety, and covering the slot. What a football player.
Big time play. KJ Costello did not want to make a mistake down there, and lo and behold, he did. Jabril Cox from 14 yards on the interception made him pay. 7-3 Tigers. Bo Pelini talking with us yesterday, and he said, I really think this guy is going to maybe be a first-round draft choice in the NFL. And he's one of the new faces from unusual places. The grad transfers, Liam Shanahan coming from Harvard, 3-year starter on the offensive line, and then North Dakota State's Bison, who have won a zillion games in a row. Jabril Cox
and
comes in here.
let me apologize to North Dakota State. I mean, I watch them play all the time. One of my favorite teams to watch. And if they got players like that, you know why they're winning a lot of championships, right?
They win a ton of them. And Mississippi State will start at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, you guys talked about how much this LSU team has changed since winning the title. 3 players, 3 starters from that national championship game, the same number of players, 3 that have come in from FCS teams from last season. An interesting compilation of players for this LSU team.
Boy, I tell you what, they've been good additions right now. Talked about Ali Gay coming from the JUCO ranks, and Jabril Cox from North Dakota State. And They have been all over the field, number 19 and number 11.
So as I was saying, it's unprecedented to win a national championship, return a team that only has 5 starters from last year's team. The closest I could find was the 2011 Auburn team. Remember that 2010 Cam Newton team? They returned 8 starters. They went 8-5 that year. No one else is even close.
LSU, they don't get their offense going. They might be thinking about 8-5. Here's a low delivery, but it is caught. Completed to Cyrus Mitchell. Here's what Gary's talking about. All-Americans that are not here. Jamar Chase, a Biletnikoff winner, opted out. Grant Delpit, Thorpe Award winner. Derek Stingley Jr., who was first-team All-American, is not playing today because of an illness.
Well, think about that football team. 10 of the top 100 players, 10% were from that football team.
Man, something
They
else.
just didn't lose players. They lost NFL players.
Yeah, tied a record with 14 drafted. Here's a throw out in the flat. It might even be a lateral. It's to Kylan Hill, and he only got a couple of yards, but he only needed a couple of yards.
Number 1, the true freshman Eli Ricks that time turned that play back in. There are, as Coach O said, we're always going to get players here. Just got to coach them up, get them ready to go, and get them some experience.
First down at the 35. Decent working position for KJ Costello finally.
Ricks thought he was going to be playing opposite Stingley and getting almost every ball thrown his way.
Right. Aquarius marks in the backfield with Costello. KJ coming up firing deep sideline. Caught. Beautiful over the shoulder catch by Cyrus Mitchell again.
Well, you can't really cover a guy much better than Flat did that time. Number 25, he's right there. He just at the last second, when the receiver puts his arms up, needs to turn. Mitchell does a good job of waiting until the last second to put his arms up and then makes a perfectly thrown ball into a big game.
34-yard gain to the 31-yard line of LSU. Costello to throw. Gonna go deep. Got a man there just off the fingertips again of Mitchell. And he's shaken up a little bit as Jacoby Stevens came over and got a piece of him. And now get an LSU guy down at the goal line.
I think it's
Flott.
Flott, number 25, yes. Stumbled on the play. I think Stevens thought he had a beat on it, but it was just touched by the receiver to kind of knock it off way.
I think Flott's got the back shoe maybe of the intended receiver in the lower extremities.
Let's see if it happens.
Hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him at the goal line. We'll check on him when we come back. 7-3 LSU.
Adam Zucker in New York coming up on the Geico Halftime Report. BJ, Rick, and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including Arkansas on top of Georgia right now, 7-0. DeJuan Mathis, the starter for the Dogs, with JT Daniels not cleared to play, gets intercepted by Montaric Brown. 7-0 right now. Nash seeing a few.
All right, 7-3 here. Adam, LSU and top by a defensive touchdown. Flott again shaken up on the goal line on that play intended for Mitchell as Jacoby Stevens was coming across to help him.
I tell you, he never gave up on the play, did he? Even as he was falling down, he reaches out. I don't know, did the foot catch him under the chin? I don't know. I didn't see it. Might have happened earlier, but on that play, I couldn't see anything.
So at least for one play, they're down one more corner. As Costello had it batted in the air again, incomplete.
That's who?
Holly Gay.
Yep. I tell you, talking about it being an impact on a football team.
He's floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee right now.
I know. He's tall, he's ranging, and boy.
Boy, 11 and 19 have been something.
Mississippi State cannot find a way to get the ball to Kalen. They're not handing him off to him. He can't get in the passing game. He's just not getting enough touches in this offense.
There's a guy that finished with 1,350 yards on the ground last year. Now the throw down the sidelines of beauty. And it's Tyrell Shavers' touchdown.
Tyrell Shavers, transfer from Alabama, had one career catch at Alabama.
Well, he's got a 31-yard touchdown in this one.
Beats Meets him at the line of scrimmage. And Evans has no chance, never got. When you get beat at the line of scrimmage, Darren Evans, who's replacing Flott, who's replacing Stingley.
Right. Told you they were running out of corners.
Exactly.
This is a pretty ball and a great over-the-shoulder catch and right into the pylon for Shavers for the touchdown. Extra point is up and good.
Bump and run coverage. If you're going to beat it, the best and easiest place to beat it is right at the line of scrimmage. Bad technique, you didn't jam him, you're in trouble the whole way down the sideline, and that's an easy throw for a quarterback. Costello keeps his wits about him. High snaps, batted balls, pick six. He hangs in there.
And throws a dart to cap off a 75-yard touchdown march. Good-looking drive for the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, capped with a 31-yard touchdown pass, and they lead 6th-ranked LSU 10-7 here in Baton Rouge.
I mean, if you're a Bulldog fan, are you not loving what you're seeing?
Absolutely.
And what the potential is going to be when Leach really turns his players around to the type of guys he wants?
Trey Palmer decided to bring that out to him 6 yards deep in the end zone. He thinks he's not down, but he is back around the 16-yard line. Right now, let's test your knowledge with today's Aflac trivia question. And it is, since 2010, LSU's 18-1 in day games here at Tiger Stadium. What was the team that beat them? Right now, they're trailing, and they need desperately to get something going with this offense, because with the exception of a Jabril Brooks, I should say, interception return for a touchdown, they got nothing working.
Well, and let's salute Zach Arnett, new defensive coordinator for Mississippi State. He has his team playing on edge, stopping the running game and the passing game. What do you dial up to help your quarterback? Is it a running game or short passes?
A short pass in a tight window and complete to Jeray Jenkins.
You know what we really haven't seen is the RPO offense at all. You know, I mean, it was so devastating at times last year for this LSU offense.
There's Zach Arnett, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs. And a run for a first down, which is something they've been looking for all day.
It seems like if they have success, 3 times in this game, LSU success on first down, and they came very hurry up on second down with a running play to pick up a first down.
First down at the 26. Ty Davis-Price in the backfield with Brennan.
How quiet has Gilbert been?
They've aimed one at him and he dropped it. That's the All-American high school freshman tight end. He missed his block there, but Brennan got around it and has to just throw it away in the sideline. Not trying to pick on the freshman tight end, but he whiffed on that block right there.
Well, he's basically, as you see, left side of the line of scrimmage right here. He gets steps inside, and once he opens the gate, boom, by him. Pass rush, and Brennan has nowhere to do but dump it out of bounds.
Brings up second down and 10. Only 7.5 minutes of ball control, lack of control for the offense for LSU.
Kobe Jones, number 52, on that play really put the pressure on.
Brennan throws. This one's complete, and there it is to Gilbert. And his first catch and a first down.
Well, if you ask me who he reminds me of athletically when you watch him, watching high school highlights of him, he reminds me of Kyle Pitts, the tight end for Florida.
He was big today in Florida's win.
Athletic, edge player, mismatch all over the field.
17-yard pickup to the 43. Now play action. Brennan going deep. Got a man down the middle. And caught inside the 10-yard line. Jeray Jenkins. Finally a big play for the Tigers.
I thought this ball might have hung enough where it could have been defended. Ball hung and hung and hung, and then Jenkins comes up with the catch.
To the 10-yard line. And now it's Price. Davis-Price, I should say, inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, that's the offense. Throw it down the field, line up quick, and jam it in offense that Tiger fans are used to seeing. When it hung, I thought this was going to be potential pickoff.
Davis Price again on the carry, got another yard maybe. Marcus Murphy closed in on him, along with Brule to make the stop. The 5.5-minute mark, 3rd down and goal. LSU finally with their offense. There's something going on here. Can they capitalize from just inside the 3? Play fake. Brennan. Here comes 3 guys. He has to just get rid of it, and it is. Was it caught? Yes, indeed. Eric Gilbert, the freshman, for the touchdown.
And he wasn't even throwing it to him either. He was trying to throw it to the back end of the end zone. Gilbert backs up and picks it off. Trying to go to the right. Can't get it. Nobody there. Comes under pressure. Gets rid of the ball. Brule puts the pressure, and Gilbert backs up and takes the 50. Actually, that wouldn't be 50-50. It would be 25-25-50 ball.
K. York for the extra point. And it's up and good.
That was pretty. If you're LSU, though, you have to say, wait, that wasn't pretty. We get down to the goal line, we run it twice, can't stuff it in. We try to get it off to the right on a play-action pass, nothing there. You throw it up for grabs, and your athlete makes the play.
First it was to Gilbert, then the long ball to Jenkins, and finally to Gilbert again for the LSU touchdown. The capper was the first touchdown pass to Gilbert. He caught another ball for 17 yards in that drive, but some good-looking plays there, Gary. Finally getting the offense going a little bit.
Yes, Gilbert makes the play on the jump ball in the end zone, but it was the 2-play back-to-backer that really put the points on the board. Here's what Miles Brennan will get better at. Watch after the snap. Here's who he's going to go to at the end of the play. But as a quarterback, here's the field you should be seeing and throwing the ball to. See that open spot? If he'd have let him more over to that hash, it would have been an easy completion and no chance. And in this one, he just like, you know, this is like a pop-up. The outfielder's out there and the infielder backs up and takes it away from him.
So Eric Gilbert with his first career touchdown, which I'm sure will be many if he's as talented as the coaches and the rest of the college football world thought when he came out of Marietta High School in Atlanta as the Gatorade National Player of the Year. No other tight ends ever won that award. Usually quarterback or running back, something. Kylan Hill, one of his better runs in the day as he's run out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the 9th rush of the game. But for Kylan Hill, it's only his 5th. There's been some quarterback runs on the play. I think that in this football game, they got to still, as this offense gets better and better, figure out ways to get the ball in his hands.
26 passes from KJ Costello so far. We said coming in, or at least we thought, talking all week about it, Gary and I and Jamie, we figured, well, might be 60 balls in the air from Mississippi State, and we're on our way to something like that. Costello, quick slant, got it complete out to the 45-yard line to Austin Williams. Austin Williams with his 3rd catch. Second down along 2. Hill switches sides to his quarterback's left. Late snap there. LSU got a good jump, and Mitchell on the crossing route can't hold it. They'll bring up 3rd down. Coming up, Adam, Rick, and BJ will have first half analysis, scores and highlights. Some upsets as well on the Geico halftime report, which is about 4 minutes away.
So the last time it was 3rd and 10, they got a touchdown out of it. This time 3rd and short. Holding the ball here right now would be big for this defense. 4 minutes to go in this game. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half.
4 out of 9 on the 3rd down conversions. They need to get this to the 47-yard line. Hill in motion. LSU will move over there with him into a 4-receiver set on the left-hand side, and KJ Costello doesn't like the looks of something.
Boy, it was miscommunication again with the center.
Having some problems there on the battery. Quarterback center exchange situation has not been good today, Gary.
No, and you can see why there was a little bit of conversation because KJ thought he was getting the ball. Oh, stop, stop, stop. Do not snap that thing now. We'll just live for another day here. He needs an Omaha or something like that, doesn't he?
Right, something. Cole Smith's had his issues at center today. Here we go. We'll try it again. Third down, long 2.
What's the wild card going to do? There he is, number 19.
Costello throws complete, and it's a first down. Out to Javonte Payton again.
I gotta tell you got to be impressed with this Mississippi State offense, putting in and retooling a whole new offense. Bringing a transfer in. Actually, during the summer, you'll never believe it. I never heard anything like this. You got, 85 guys on the team, and it was KJ Costello that was running the summer practices because he knew the offense better than anybody else.
And now they jump, and it's going to bring up 1st and 15, right tackle.
False start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Quatravius Johnson, the right tackle, came out of his stance with the false start. A little earlier, we asked you the Aflac trivia question. The last time since 2010 when LSU lost at home at Tiger Stadium. Florida, November 16th of 2016 on a 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff.
Yeah, I remember that. Last play of the game.
Another snap that was a little errant, but Costello corrals it and throws across the middle, complete to Kylan Hill. As the clock winds its way towards the 3-minute mark.
So the goal when Coach Leach was recruiting Kylan Hill to come back, don't leave us, we'll stay with us. He said, I can get you 2,000 all-purpose yards. I can show the NFL that you can be more than a running back. You can do it all. It's going to help your stock.
You can be an Alvin Kamara type of guy.
Yes, well, those big shoes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to pick somebody out of nowhere.
That's a style, you mean, right?
Right.
I think Kamara's in that $10 million a year.
Yeah, he's making a lot more than Kylan is right now. 2nd down and almost 11. Costello, pressure coming, and his arm hit as he threw, and it's incomplete.
Geez, this guy Ali Gay is just a highlight film here in the first half.
Really is.
Coming off the edge over here. Gets around. Oh, that's just way too easy. Quatravius Johnson just gets at the line of scrimmage. He got beat like a bump and run corner.
Yeah, he did. Quatravius said, okay, false start when I jumped a little early.
Yeah.
That time I jumped a little late, and number 11 just blew by me.
He said, I knew playing offensive tackle in the SEC would be tough, but this guy's really tough.
Yeah. Costello throws, lofts one complete. On the run is Mitchell down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Osiris Mitchell from Costello.
Perfect throw, perfect touch. Big arm quarterbacks making perfect throws, but we talked about Johnson doing his job. Watch him on the very next play when he got beat. He does his job. He stuffs it, and then he switches off, and that gave KJ the time to throw that ball, and it's a perfectly thrown ball right over the outstretched arm of Eli Ricks, right into the end zone.
Brandon Ruiz in to attempt the point after.
Boy, this transfer right now, Costello, he saw what Gardner Minshew could do as a transfer and says, maybe I can do that.
75 yards in 7 plays. How about this? Number 6 team in the country is in trouble at home. Bulldogs looking good with the lead and the touchdown. .227 remaining in the first half as Mississippi State has capped off another long drive with a KJ Costello to Osiris Mitchell touchdown pass, and they take the lead back.
I mean, they've thrown for 273 yards in the first half.
And LSU scored on their last possession after going 84 yards. They'll see if they can answer it. KJ Costello, remember, Pac-12, 3-year starter basically at Stanford. Last year had some injury issues, but he had a huge game when they played Mike Leach's Washington State Cougars, but it was one too many for the mustached wonder, Gardner, who threw that touchdown pass, and they beat him. And he said, Mike Leach said, you know, they played him. Every time we played him, we beat him. But every time we played him, KJ Costello played great. And so when I came to Mississippi State, I thought, you know what? You want to come with me? And he has paid dividends so far in the first half. Brennan had it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Looked like the nose tackle. Jaden Cremedy got a hand on it.
It has been ugly for this offense. Right out here, I believe. No, inside. I got him.
Right there.
Yep, here we got him. Crumedy gets it. The angle of the throw, Crumedy ran right into it when he rushed it.
Emery in the backfield with Brennan. There's been virtually no ground game for LSU. In this half, three-man rush. Miles throws across the middle and behind Emery.
That's a miscommunication that right now Miles Brennan's happy. There's only 25,000 people here right now. Because this is the one, look deep, zone drop, get rid of it, help your line. Now, you don't know. I mean, we don't know. All right, was the running back supposed to sit right there? Was he supposed to keep coming across? Doesn't matter. The crowd doesn't know either. They're going to boo you.
Yes. 7 of 15.
Here's the rule.
One touchdown.
They're patient for a quarter.
Well, the cardboard cutouts are going to be patient the whole game. That's the good news. Brennan running for his life again. Has to just throw it to the Mississippi State bench.
And now it gets dangerous for LSU. They've had a long pass. They've had a pick six. They're going to give the ball back to a football team that has been moving the ball in the air. And remember, the Bulldogs get the ball to start the second half. Yeah. Now it's a little bit dangerous.
Well, Mississippi State accepted the first half kickoff, so LSU will get it to start the second half.
LSU will get it to start the second half.
Austin Williams back deep.
Well, that's some good news.
Von Rosenberg. That one hangs up high, taken on a fair catch around the 28-yard line. And as Gary said, here's a hot offensive team with 2 minutes to play in the half.
And both of their touchdown passes here on third down. Down the sideline, 3rd and 10 against what we call DBU. DBU that's been a bit injured. Now 3rd and long again. Man-to-man coverage, another touchdown. So they've been defeating that man-to-man coverage, but on 3rd and long, you would think they'd have some problems.
3rd down has been KJ Costello's.
I mean, 6 for 11 is almost unheard of. I mean, and he's been getting some pressure. He's hanging in there. And when you put together the half he's had, you just keep chucking it. 18 for 32. He gets to throw 32 times. He might come close to 40 passes in the first half.
So our goal of 60 passes from them will probably blow right by that in the second half. Cheerleaders are trying to get the crowd here to make noise. They haven't had anything to cheer about, with the exception of one short touchdown pass and an interception return for a score. That pass incomplete. Good coverage that time by Flott, who's back in there after being shaken up a couple of possessions ago.
Malik Heath against Flott to the outside. Flott runs it down, gets his arm in there, and knocks that away. It was a good throw, better defense.
Malik Heath, the JUCO transfer, also junior college All-American a year ago. There's the numbers on KJ Costello. 2nd down at 10, just under 2 to go in the quarter. Set to throw again. Off his back foot, got it across the middle of Kylan Hill on a run. Hill broke a tackle at the 40, got away again, and all the way out near midfield.
If I was Mike Leach, I'd pull him over and say, see, that tape's going on your NFL tape right there, okay? You stayed, you make plays like that. You showed you could run the ball in the SEC, and now you just showed what you can bring to the NFL on 3rd down. You're an all-down back for the NFL.
22-yard pickup out to the 49-yard line. Kylan Hill get a breather and marks.
And that was a great throw under pressure. He had to throw it off his back foot. He said, wow, I love this offense. Man, oh, man.
295 yards passing in the half so far. Sidearmed it this time. And they're going to get it back to the line of scrimmage for Malik Heath, and that's it. Down to a minute 30. KJ Costello's throwing it. It's going down. He's throwing it inside. That's beauty
right there. And he's nimble in the pocket, too. Again, dodged the pass rush, moved up, throwing at all different angles.
20 of 35 for 294 and 2 touchdowns. Get a quick breather here with a minute 19 remaining. Mississippi State still on the march. Tuesday on CBS, after the first presidential debate, Stephen Colbert goes live to try to make sense of it all as only he can. Plus Senator Cory Booker, live Tuesday. Colbert on CBS.
LSU called that timeout when you've defended 44 plays in the first half and your offense just went 3 and out.
You're gassed.
You're gassed. That's right. He needed to reload that pass rush right there. Good timeout by Ed Ogeron.
There's a guy that's been providing a lot of the rush. Ollie Gay, number 11. More than twice time of possession for the Bulldogs as Costello, deep drop, throw over the middle, and it's a beauty. Complete down to the 33-yard line.
They called it incomplete.
Oh, they did?
Bounced? I think it bounced.
It was a good attempt by Marks.
Yes, it was. Could have caught it. Would have been a good catch.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Would have been, I think, a routine catch. And it's one of the principles of the Mike Leach offense. He goes, I'll take the routine over the spectacular. And that should have been a routine catch.
This is a big third down if LSU can get a stop here.
Third down and long, and they've got burned twice. What will they do now? They've been playing man. Will they rush 5?
KJ Costello's been living off the third down conversions, and he's going wide side, and he's got, no, he didn't. Drops. Good job to fight that ball out of there.
I'm going to say defended. Is that a description that would work on this one?
It was defended.
Yep, I think Jay Ward got his hand on that. Was behind, defended, and he had it, and then he ripped it out.
Fought through it. Nice job. So they did get the stop.
And that's another one of those that just put up there. That's what the quarterback does. A lot of space out there. Just put it out. I think my receiver's better than the corner on 50-50 balls. That time, Ward wins the battle.
Tucker Day back to punts. Trey Palmer waits on the other end. Tucker Day was busier a year ago in this game when he had 5 punts, including one that was 70 yards against LSU. This one's an end-over-end job. Fair catch called immediately around the 11-yard line. And that's where LSU will have 1 minute, actually 59 seconds, and 2 timeouts to work with. Last time the Tigers trailed at halftime 2 years ago in Aggieland. And they lost in that crazy 7 overtime thing that changed the rules in college football. Not going to play 7 OTs anymore.
Thank goodness. So now what do? You got a quarterback that's been struggling, offensive line that has a few batted balls. Do you let him go? Do you run a couple of quick screens?
I guess they're going to. He's the only guy back there. You got to be careful right here. Brennan. Over the middle. Okay, good pitch and catch, and that's his rookie tight end, freshman tight end. He's got a first down out near the 25. Eric Gilbert.
Very soft zone defense. Remember the college rule? Tougher to play that soft zone because the clock stops after every one of those catches for first down.
Now it's reset, taken down to 45 as Brennan. Plenty of time, and he's making it difficult on himself, and this time he's going to run with it. Heading to the sideline, got about 4.
His knees went down. The clock's going to keep running.
You're right.
They're going to have to call timeout. Yes, they're going to have to use their last timeout.
2 times he's tried to run today. Brulé has been the guy that's brought him down as he bounces out of bounds, but they're forced to use a timeout. .31 seconds remaining after that quick timeout. A 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
This is where you can gain a lot of confidence as a quarterback, though. You put a drive together after a bad half and go in at halftime with a field goal, points on the boards. As bad as it's been, you go in there and go, okay, we're okay. We're okay.
And we'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter if they don't make any mistakes here. in the final half minute. Brennan looks right, left, and across the middle. Big hit put on by Marquise Spencer.
Yeah, that's the one to hit. When you're catching the ball and the defensive end whose pass rush gets blocked, he turns around and comes back out of the. You're not looking at the defensive lineman at all. That's just as bad as you can get hit.
And now Brennan goes down at the 25, and it's Marquise Spencer again, who's been a pain in Brennan's backside all day.
Yeah, back-to-back big hits by number 42. And he runs right around Deculus, the most veteran offensive lineman this team has. Runs right around him on a three-man rush.
And the final timeout taken by LSU. And Miles Brennan said, I waited my whole time for this. Well, there'll be better quarters and better games, and we'll see. Might be a better second half for him, but it's been tough. Especially when you are replacing a legend. You always want to be the guy that comes after the guy that replaced the guy.
Don't quite understand the timeout by Mississippi State. 12 seconds to go.
You weren't following my lead there.
Yeah, what did you? I didn't.
Follow the guy that follows the guy. You know, you had to follow some guys at Purdue, which wasn't easy.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was thinking about that timeout. It was right there. So, yeah, I get you. I did it, what, 30 years ago, maybe longer.
Well, there were some pretty good quarterbacks before you.
Right before me was Greasy and Phipps, and then I had to walk in there. It was so bad, and they thought so little of me, they went to the option offense.
The wishbone.
They didn't even let me try to do this.
All right, 2nd and 18.
I was trying to avoid that conversation.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to talk about it. We'll share a moment later. Here's Emery on the run. Best run of the day. Still breaking tackles. Got across the 35 and a first down.
So now they take another one. Now they go for the block punt here.
Emery carried the ball right side. Harrison made the stop.
4 seconds left. No, it's 3rd down. I inadvertently said it was a first down.
Gotcha.
He got back the line of scrimmage marker.
It's our first game, too.
That's right. Been a long 6 months. And so the clock is going to expire. Mississippi State on the road with a lead over the number 6 team in the country. Been a long time since LSU trailed at the break. End of the half, they trail here, 17-14. For Jamie's halftime interview with Coach Orgeron, go to Twitter at CBSSEC.com. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studios.
All right, Ness, that should be a good interview. It's been a day full of surprises, and coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, BJ, Rick, and I will show you how the number 3 Sooners were stunned in their Big 12 opener. After this word from your local station.
Halftime, Mississippi State on the road trying to pull an upset over the defending national champions. They lead by 3. And now a taste of tradition presented by Sonic. Here's Jamie.
The Tigers of LSU have a national championship tradition that goes back more than 60 years, and each title is honored here in Tiger Stadium. In 1958, Hall of Famer Billy Cannon led LSU to their first national title. It took 45 years and the arrival of head coach Nick Saban to capture title number 2. 4 years later, the Mad Hatter, Coach Les Miles, led the Bayou Bengals to title number 3. And earlier today, LSU raised its 4th national championship banner, celebrating the 2019 Dream Season.
That indeed was a dream season, a perfect 15-0 to the national championship. And we knew it was going to be tough on them trying to have an encore, Gary. And it's been a tough encore so far, that's for sure.
There's a lot going right for Mississippi State. It's only 17-14, but what's going best for them, their veteran quarterback is used to playing college football. Miles Brennan has not found the pace. The man coverage has given up a couple of big plays, but overall, the parts of LSU you thought was going to make an impact, I thought they'd be able to run the ball better. I thought they'd be able to throw the ball short better than they have. And it does seem when Miles tries to move in the pocket, he seems a bit lost right now.
Yeah, and he's got Marquise Spencer, who's been in his face, it seems like, all day. So we'll see if they can get in some easy throws or something to that effect to get their offense going in the second half. Waited his turn all this time to be the starter And it has not been the first half that he was hoping for. LSU gets the ball, though, start the second half. Do we take a look at some of those first half trends?
You know, that's one of those lines that doesn't look good. When
No.
he gives
5 punts is not good.
Exactly.
5 out of 7 on third down passing.
Third down. That's where Costello has showed his ability to play a lot of football and put it out on the field today.
We're talking with Mike Leach. I said, Coach, you don't ever get in third down that often. He said, well, the idea is to have 2 good plays on first and second and not get to third down.
Right.
But they've been living off third down today. At least that guy has.
I think Mike Leach goes, you know, I'm running the same plays I ran when I left here, and they're still working.
Let's check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Bear with me. This will be my first translation of Mike Leach off camera. So when I asked him how his offense was clicking, seeing it live for the first time, he said, it's been solid, but sometimes we're playing with 8 instead of 11. I thought he meant Kylan Hill had a running back coming in for him, but my translation was he felt like 8 guys were on it in terms of communication in any given play. He said those snaps that were misfiring in the first half was just a communication issue. Pretty pleased with the defense in general.
So his work in progress, he thinks 8 out of his 11 guys are progressing better than the other 3.
Question for Jamie: is it easier to translate Coach O or
boy.
Coach Leach?
Let's say that they both speak slower off camera.
There's a
That
good
helps.
play on the first play of the quarter. Pass complete to Jontre Kirkland.
And that's what the coaching staff does at halftime. They go, okay, we got a quarterback that needs some good things to happen. Can we find him some easy throws? That's probably what they spent the whole halftime doing.
Chris Curry straight up the middle, and his best run of the day is good for 9. Harold Thompson made the tackle. And they're going in a hurry after the run by Curry. And another one gets them the first down around, well, actually across midfield. Good second effort to the 49 of Mississippi
And you
State.
can see the game plan. If they gain more than 5 or 6 yards on first down, they're coming at you right away. Looks like almost a repeat play, the one they ran before. They just dial it up again.
Got everybody packed in tight as far as the receivers. They're just going to keep running Curry. Curry's got it to the 45-yard line. So the ground game that was non-existent in the first half is cranking out some yards here early in the third quarter. And you got an injured player. Looks like Martin Emerson. Favoring his right arm. His first start as a Bulldog came in the LSU game a year ago, and he's down on the turf early here in the third quarter. MJ Martin Jr. Emerson heading to the sideline with the helmet off, so he might be heading to the locker room as well, shaking up on that last play, trying to bring down Chris Curry.
Yeah, his right shoulder right into the knee of Curry right there. And as he walked off, he was holding that, and then when his own guy falls on him to kind of end it too.
So Emmanuel Forbes, a true freshman, is going to come in to his spot as LSU's got a 2nd down and 7. Chris Curry's done most of the work on this drive. Is a quick throw, complete. Brennan gets it out. Jeray Jenkins just a little bit short of the first down.
Sean Preston, nice job. Open field tackle, keeping it in front of him, stopping it short of a first down.
Let's see if Curry gets another handle here on 3rd and 1. He will, and he's got a first down.
And just part of this is, I know it's just right after halftime, but they need plays. They need to keep that high-flying offense of Mississippi State off the field.
Right, time of possession was totally lopsided in the first half.
You defend 46 plays in the first half.
Play action this time. Brennan moves to his right. Nice move to get away, and then the throw's complete. Same guy across the middle of the 17 to Jenkins, and another first down LSU.
And that time, Miles Brennan did a good job maneuvering in the pocket. You don't have to run for first downs. Gilbert at the end kind of shoves, so he's lucky he got away with that one.
Comes up throwing again on first down. Plenty of time. Goes to the end zone. Tipped away, incomplete, intended for Gilbert. And broken up by Fred Peters.
Peters was the safety that almost had that deep post play. And this time ball's in the air and he cuts across again and almost had another one. Last one was complete and this one wasn't. A shot, a face mask, and a push at the end of it. No call.
Mixed it up pretty well. 4 runs, 4 passes. They go 58 yards here in the opening couple of minutes.
Not a lot of penalties in this game. 4 on each side.
Granick throws it out in the flat.
Again, good secondary coverage. Coming up, you're going to catch those obviously on those screens. It's those yards after catch on those quick screens. 2 plays in a row that Bulldog defense took that space. Now watch that space shrink down, miss block off the slot, and they make the tackle for basically a stop play.
Nice play by Furge. And it forces a 3rd down and long. 3rd and 7. Ravens 4 out of 5 on the drive. Needs to get to the 7-yard line for a 1st down. Running, throws, completes, and might have had the 1st down if he just would have dropped. He still might get it. I don't think so, though. To Jeray Jenkins. He's been a big part of this drive. I think they're about 2 feet shy, Gary.
They are, and they're going to go fast for it. Corner blitz, defended well, had the right coverage on protection-wise.
They'll go for it on 4th down. And they get it, and they almost got a touchdown from Davis Price.
Keep the legs going. Just keep churning. Keep churning.
Ty Davis Price got it down inside the 2. Now whistle stops play. Mississippi State take a timeout.
Or an injured player. There's not very many players, fans, excuse me, on the field, but they still recognize the injured player and hurry up offense, don't they?
Aaron Brule.
Yep.
It's the guy they're helping off.
And you see
Ed's got that look in his eye.
Right. That's the first time he took the mask off.
He looked at the linesman and said, "Are you kidding me?"
He said, "I want you to make sure you understand me when I say this."
I know I'm hard to understand for some folks, but
right. But right now, we don't trust that he's hurt. Let's keep an eye on that guy.
Back to the action. 1st down and goal right around the 2-yard line.
Fans are spaced out here, but they can recognize that play, can't they?
Yep. Ty Davis Price in the backfield of Briley. He's the guy that's gotten them close, and he's the guy trying to get it closer. Picked up maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal. Errol Thompson closed the hole in a hurry. And again, no huddle, and they hustle to the line. 2nd down and goal. We'll call it no gain. It's still almost 2 yards. Whoa, man. Davis Price dropped at the line of scrimmage again.
Well, the stop on the hurry up has helped them. This defense lined up. They're lined up right. Good blocking, but the scrape off the edge makes the play. Kraft, right?
Sean Preston and Kraft.
Yes.
There to beat him. Brennan, look out. Down he goes. Great defense by Thompson, the middle linebacker.
Well, I don't know if Brule was faking or not, but it worked.
Sure did.
Because they're going to take a potential hurry-up touchdown and turn it into a field goal with a goal line stand. 3 great defensive plays, finished off by a sack.
And that'll force a field goal attempt of 26 yards by Cade York. York was sensational last year as a freshman in the undefeated season. This should be an easy one for him to tie the game. And he does at the 9:33 mark of the 3rd quarter. Good looking LSU drive. Ed Orgeron will say, "I'll take the 3." But boy, they were so close to what looked like a touchdown march. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by GMC, Allstate, Vasifa, and by Rocket Mortgage. Back in Baton Rouge, 17-17 tie. As here's the series where Brule went down We were wondering whether or not it was an injury. He's already grabbed the back of his leg right there. Gene Steratore is with us as well.
He actually makes the tackle on the play.
Gene?
Yes, and he does. And I think as soon as the play ends, I can't think that he's already thinking about delaying that as one play is finishing. And from an officiating lens, when you see that, you have to err on the side of safety there because you can't imply anything different than that.
No doubt. Thanks, Gene.
One quick question, though, Gene. Would you keep an eye on him if he comes back in the game and mention to the coach, like, all right, you got me there, but don't do it again?
Yeah, you're going to go to the player and say, how are you feeling now, big guy? You look pretty good. Is the leg okay?
Gotcha.
And you're going to read his face and things like that to let him know you're there with him, yes.
Right now, he's on the bike as we check in with Jamie.
Yeah, he's on the bike now, but when he immediately came over to the bench area, I would say from what I saw, no treatment really went or attention went to that right leg.
And meanwhile, the reaction of Coach Orgeron. That we call that a slide-by-you grin.
We've got a split court here, like a 5-4 decision.
I'm not saying anything. I pulled too many hammies in my day, so at the 25, Mississippi State now to tie game. Costello, delayed draw to Marks. Marks spins for about 3. Hasn't been a lot of ground game by either team today. Joseph Evans in on the stop.
One of the things Mike Leach talked about was Quavier Marks, how would played in practice with great intensity. He really likes him, so give him another shot with the football here.
Where's number 21? Because Ezekiel Elliott is his guy. Second down at 7. Costello comes up firing again. Going to go deep again, and he's perfect again.
Man.
What a shot to Peyton.
Jeez, you got to admire that.
Javonte Peyton.
This is how college football has changed. Remember, LSU lived with the transferred quarterback all the way to a national championship a year ago. Now they're getting burned with the transferred quarterback right now.
43-yard pickup again, and that's been quite a combination.
Holy God, you just can't throw it any better.
Nope.
Rickson halfway, beat on the play, but when you throw a perfect ball, you got to be right on him, and he wasn't.
This is a great answer so far just to get it back in LSU territory for Mississippi State after the scoring drive to open the quarter by the Tigers. Costello looking for more. Here comes some pressure from behind, and he has to throw it to the sideline as he's getting hammered by Jay Ward.
Yeah, so if you're going to play man coverage and you're going to drop and get beat, you might as well just bring them if you're going to play man coverage. As everyone knows, the guy who has the ball can't block anybody, so you're always outnumbered by 1.
Right.
Now they're wondering if it's intentional grounding on the play.
They already called him once today for that, when he threw it in the general vicinity of his right guard.
They waved it off this time.
Yep. Kylan Hill now limping off to the locker room. It's not a good sign, so we're going to see a lot more of Jaquarius Marks, as we have been in this quarter anyway, and he's still in there with Costello in the Bulldog backfield. Second down and 10. KJ pumps and now goes deep, far sideline. That one not quite. And again, Peyton, the intended receiver. Jamie?
Yeah, Kylan Hill actually had a tough time warming up to start the second half. He looks pretty aggravated by his right quad. He was on the bike for a while before Brule got on.
Need more than one bike. Need a bicycle built for 2 over there. Third down and 10. See if LSU can get a stop after giving up that 43-yard pass.
And this has been the dangers down for them.
Yep, 3rd and long. It's been the gravy for Mississippi State so far. 3rd and long. Costello over the middle, and again a perfect throw, and it's Peyton again, and he's all the way to the 6-yard line.
You know what's happening for LSU a little bit is the stunts up front to get to the quarterback are taking a little bit too long to execute. They're getting the guy freed up by stunting around here, but it's taking a little too long to get to him. Costello steps into the throw, man-to-man coverage, win at the line of scrimmage, and another 3rd and long.
And now it's 1st and goal.
Costello's now wondering why he ever went to Stanford.
Yeah, why didn't I come to Starkville from the get-go?
Exactly.
Here's Marks, hammered in the hole as he got a yard and a half, maybe. Todd Harris and Damone Clark on the stop.
I really think with the success that Gardner Minshew and Jacob Goff has had running this offense in college, and now they've gone and transitioned into the NFL, a guy like Costello says, this is just finishing school for me. I want to do it.
And I just passed Dak Prescott as the best to ever throw against an LSU defense. That's not bad company. Second down and goal. At the 4. Marks in motion out of the backfield. They're going to flip it out to him. Trying to make a man miss, and good job to stay home by Clark and make the tackle for a loss.
Damone Clark, one of the guys that Bo Pelini said will emerge as the season goes along. Plays little defensive end, little linebacker, middle linebacker. He's all over the field.
And that special number 18 that Caleb Chasson wore a year ago. Now third down has been the money down.
And with the new rules, because of COVID, you can move your bench all the way down to the 15. Mike Leach is standing on the 15-yard line and gets to bring guys and subs into that near hash from the 15. Big advantage.
Costello wanted to loft it to the corner. Now he's going to pull it down. He's got a man open, and he missed him. I think he could have thrown short, and it might have been a touchdown. He went to the end zone incomplete.
Boy, his pump fakes, though, have really got him open. He's really maneuvering that pocket really well. He's getting the throw out of things that, that was probably his third or fourth guy he was going to. Well defended, nobody to go to, but you're right. Right in front of him, he had someone, but had someone also jumping right in his face.
That's true. Easy for me to say that Austin Williams was open. Brandon Ruiz hit one earlier from 35. And this will be a 24-yard field goal attempt. Low snap. Got the hold down. Kicks perfect. And so each team in this third quarter has had one possession. Each team has made it pay off after a long drive, having to settle for a field goal. LSU, though, they had it down there. Mississippi State did first and goal. They hold them to 3, and it's pretty good. Tuesday, CBS brings you the first presidential debate. Honest, fair, unbiased reporting. Join Nora O'Donnell, Gail King, John Dickerson for the first presidential debate. It's Tuesday at 9, 8 Central here on CBS.
So both defenses kind of bowed their neck and kept it from, 4 points each way. Nice answer by Mississippi State. Both inside the 5-yard line and came away with 3 points.
So LSU will start at the 25.
I really think the running attack settled Miles Brennan down.
Yeah, Curry had some nice runs.
Yes, really looked more comfortable. Gave him a couple of, easier throws. I think that might be what you go back to. Can we run the ball a little bit and let our quarterback settle down and give him some easy throws? Remember, they started out with a quick out to the outside, and then they showed they could run the ball.
Got Ty Davis Price in the backfield with him to start this drive at the 25. That's who he gives it to, straight up the middle. And the bigger back of the 3 picks up about 7. Bring up second down and 3. National news and notes. Notre Dame Wake Forest was canceled, one of 5 this week. Pac-12 is back. The MAC's going to be back. We go back to that. Yeah, some teams are playing 8, some teams are playing 6 or 7. Mountain West returning, 8-game schedule.
I think what's really that's going to make the difference at the end of the year, it's going to be all eyeball test this year.
Yeah. Well, here in the SEC, it's a 10-game conference-only schedule. This is the first one here in the West between the defending national champion Tigers and the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. First down. Tigers just over the 35. Brennan pumps right, goes across the middle. That's a dangerous throw to Jamar Chase. Beg your pardon, Keyshawn Butte.
Chase would have caught that one for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Double clutch, very dangerous double clutch throwing over the middle. Got away with it. You're right. Dangerous throw.
5.5 to go in the third. Second down and 10. See if the Bulldogs bring any pressure on Brennan this time.
Defense always gives you this 3 look, and then they shift out of it one way or another. Sometimes he drops down as a safety. Sometimes they roll up the other way.
Here comes the pressure. Brennan throws complete. Got it. Racey McMath, and he is racing down into Bulldog territory to the 37-yard line.
When you ask the LSU faithful who will emerge this year, the name they used was Racey McMath. Speedster, waited his turn. He was ready to explode. He made the play, used his body there to shield the defender, kind of knocked him out of the way, and then turned upfield.
His career game was against Mississippi State last year. Brennan wants to go deep and does. Man's there, and he's got it. And it's Terrace Marshall for the touchdown. A 38-yard scoring toss.
One of the things that always happens is after the snap, the defense has to show their cards. If you look, the safety came up, they showed their cards, and that's where you throw the ball. You can hold those cards tight, but after the snap, you got to show what you got.
He got that one a little more to the middle of the field, and it paid off. Cade York for the extra point. Not been good. So LSU's had 2 possessions in the third quarter here in the opening 10 minutes, and they've made both of them pay off for 10 points. First a field goal last time. This time Miles Brennan hangs in, throws a strike to Terrace Marshall. Touchdown Tigers, and they regain the lead.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Into the end zone, the pick 6 for LSU.
He throws for Shavers, pulls it at the 5, push toward the goal line, touchdown!
Eric Gilbert, touchdown, Tigers!
On the run is Mitchell. Mitchell down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Some of the sights and sounds of the first 40 minutes of this football game as LSU's taking the lead back. And Mississippi State, let's see if they have an answer. Each team has scored here in the quarter. In LSU's case, a touchdown and a field goal. Mississippi State got a field goal. Don't forget, coming up later, the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Miles Brennan getting a little hydration on the sideline. His numbers improving. He's got 2 touchdown passes now, and it's thrown for 229 yards.
Yes, he's kind of the running game, and he's gotten it going a little bit. I kind of feel like this is the first pressure drive for Mississippi State the whole game. He feels his defense is now giving up some yards. He needs to answer that. Like a 3-and-out here would give the ball too quickly back to LSU.
Kylan Hill, by the way, the all-conference tailback, is back on the field for the Bulldogs in the backfield with KJ Costello. On first down. He's going to throw it to him, and he's wide open on the sideline if he can find his footing. Now, big play, and he's still on his feet. Kylan Hill down the sideline. He is gone. Touchdown. 75 yards for the score.
Boy, when you talk about a missed tackle changing the scoreboard, this changes the scoreboard. You dump the ball off to your running back right here. I mean, this gets a busted coverage, number 1, and number 2, your safety misses a touchdown saving tackle that time.
It was a nice juke to the inside to get that final outside burst.
I know, but when you got the sideline right there, you got to use it. You got to use it.
9th career game with 3 touchdowns or more in the air for KJ Costello. The first, obviously, for him as a Bulldog.
I mean, you make a lot of mistakes on that play. You don't cover the back out of the backfield, and then you can save it. You know, Todd Harris played a lot of football for LSU. That's when you got to save your team.
Well, a one-play, 15-second touchdown drive. Just like that, Bulldogs back in front as we seesaw back and forth in Baton Rouge. Saw Kylan Hill go in the locker room here early in the third quarter. I don't know if he was needing a little hydration or what, but he hydrated down the sideline for 75 yards.
That's probably what it was. But Aaron Brule was also on the field for Mississippi State. That magical bike they both were running over there.
I'm telling you, they need more bikes.
That's right. So far, they're going to take that thing home with them for sure.
And so let's see if LSU has an answer. They weren't expecting.
There's the bike.
There's the bike.
Who's on it now? Because there's a big play coming.
Well, Miles Brennan threw a touchdown pass the last time he touched it. See if he can get a drive going for the LSU offense again here.
So I'd say first pressure drive was like a one-play touchdown.
Right. That's not a lot of pressure.
No, that's not a lot of pressure.
7 lead changes here in Baton Rouge to start our SEC season. Couldn't ask for more.
Ed Orgeron was very happy with his defense, except for the man-to-man coverage at half. That was bad defense right there.
That was bad defense. Again, they're playing out their All-American corner, Derek Stingley, John Emery on the carry as they mixed up tailbacks today. They've used 3. It's hard to replace Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know. And I mean, you think about they lost their leading passer, obviously the Heisman winner, Joe Burrow. They lost their leading rusher, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They lost 3 of their top receivers, Justin Jefferson, Edwards-Helaire, and Thaddeus Moss. And so they're playing a little bit short-handed because this guy was special, Gary.
Unique as well, too. He comes out of the backfield. He's a route runner. He's a nightmare as a mismatch. And then he's so small and big-legged. Those big, thick legs. Really tough to tackle. He was the perfect back for this offense.
I remember on that play right before it happened, you said, unless they score here.
Yes, exactly.
And then I said, and they did score there. And Errol Thompson, that's a guy they can ill afford to lose. He's calling most of the defense from that middle linebacker position, the big fella out of Florence, Alabama.
45 starts coming into this game.
7 tackles last year in the matchup. One of those guys that's on the Butkus watch list for the nation's top linebacker, and hopefully he's okay. And Nathaniel Watson will take his place defensively for Mississippi State. Second down at 6. Pressure's picked up. Brennan delivers, completes. That's going to be Corn Moore, a freshman, a little bit short of a first down. It's 3rd down at about a yard. They're going to hustle up to the line here and try to pick it up. And they do. Didn't get much, but he got enough.
Those plays have worked. They haven't gashed them, that's for sure, but they picked up the first downs.
That was Emery getting what he needed, plus 1 or 2 more. And again, they'll hurry up now that they've got a first down from the 36.
Surprised they haven't moved Gilbert around more. He's been there almost the whole game in the same spot.
Ooh, man, talk about getting met in the backfield.
It is the first game. You got to let your freshman kind of get used to college football, but I am surprised he hasn't moved around the offense more.
Yeah, he had 2 big catches on that touchdown drive, a 17-yarder, and then the 3-yarder that he just pulled that pop-up that Gary talked about out of the air for the touchdown.
He's in the slot now, split out, and kind of, you know, the way they used Thaddeus Moss last year.
He's a taller and faster version of Thaddeus. No offense to Thaddeus Moss. He was a really good player. This guy's a little bigger target and has more speed. Brennan in trouble on 2nd and 9, runs out of it and gets what he can.
That's what I'd like to see him do, though. If he's going to get pressure, I want him to go north-south, get me 4, 5, 6 yards and get on the ground. You know, you're not going to outrun people. You're not going to out-fake them and everything like that. Just save the play.
And Aaron Brule, who was out and in and on the bike and back in and now down again. And he's having trouble with that.
Now it's the other foot.
I was going to say, maybe that's not the same one.
No, this is the left ankle.
Got an injury timeout with 2:56 remaining. We'll be back in 30 seconds. So Brule limps off again at the 2:56 mark while we have a timeout. Mississippi State leading 27-24.
So now on 3rd, just passing down. Can that offensive line give Brennan time to throw this, complete a pass? He's had to get out of the pocket. He's had to throw off balance. And they give him that time to step into a throw here.
Rodney Gross came in, by the way, for Boulay from that position. 3rd down and 5. Miles Brennan is saying, let me go, will you? Let's go. Center Judge will backpedal, and here we do go from the 41-yard line. Empty set, so Miles Brennan getting ready. Try to pick this up.
Nobody deep. Everybody in the picture. No one, no safety back. Man across the board.
Here comes extra pressure. Quick slants complete. It's good enough for a 1st down. Terrace Marshall again.
Tyrus Sweet was at the line of scrimmage, and he dropped it. He almost dropped right into that slant pass. Number 2.
Now they go hurry up at the 46 and whistles, and we have a penalty. As Gary said earlier, we haven't had too many of those
The runner
today.
being down short of the line to gain is under video review.
I thought he got it. Let's take another look. We need to get to the 40.
See the drop right here. Almost got back into the play. Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. Instead of rushing all 6 players, they rush 5 and drop the defensive end.
I don't think there's even any doubt about a 1st down here, but that's just me.
His knee came down before he fell down. I thought it was short.
His left leg is over the line. His whole body's over the line.
I think you might be right there. Second angle, from the behind angle, I thought he was short. But from that angle, if the line is correct, if the yellow line's correct.
Well, that's true, too. And it looks like it is. If I look at the far side, I can see the sticks. But again, they'll take a look at it. David Allman, our replay official. Everybody needed a breather anyway. Again, this year, these kind of situations are limited to 2 minutes.
And that's our first review of the game.
It is. Gene, 2 minutes. You're on the clock.
I think the other thing we look at, you've made note to it of where the box or the line to gain post was on a hard line, or not a hard line, but a hard defined yard line. If you're a good crew and the 1st down is not very significantly important, right in the middle of the field, you start the 1st down on a yard line. That gives you at least some line of
After video review, the runner was down just beyond the 46-yard line, which is a 1st down. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes 45 seconds.
Interesting note there from Gene. So when the ball is moved around in the middle of the field, instead of putting it between the yard lines, they put it on a yard line, so in case it's a measurement, you know where it is. Very good. Very inside information there. Gene, you've been saving those for us.
Yeah, he has. Talk about playing your cards, laying your cards out. He's sneaking his cards out of his sleeve. Davis Price now back in the backfield. Just across the 46-yard line for the 1st down.
Same look, 2 high safeties, 3 guys deep all the time, and they're rotating around. Pre-snap, you don't know what the Bulldogs will do on defense. You gotta wait for the ball to be snapped.
Davis Price, nice cutback in the hole, keeps his footing. He's got a nice gain, almost 8 yards before Sean Preston tripped him up.
Yeah, from the safety position, I think he just got his hand on the shoe right at the end, and this might have been a really big play. Watch him come up and just trip him with his left hand.
I gave him a yard too many. He got 7, 2nd down and 3. Emery now comes in, trying to batter his way. He's going to be a yard short of the 1st down. So they told us they were going to use all 3 backs today. There was no secret to that, starting with Chris Curry, working their way through Ty Davis Price and then John Emery. They have 3 guys trying to replace what Clyde Edwards-Helaire did a year ago. Here comes a blitz on a 3rd and 1, and he got it, and he almost popped out the back end. 1st down.
And that was an all-out gamble by this Mississippi State defense. Zach Arnett brought them all that time. It was almost a goal line defense. If I'm calling plays for LSU, next time I get a 3rd and short, I might fake that and try to put a long one on them. Because you could still go for it on 4th down.
1st down at the 41 here in the final minute of the quarter. There's the play action. They might want it right here. Brennan, he throws it right to the defensive back. It's Furge, the linebacker, actually, and now he dropped it at the end. Wait a minute. Did LSU get it back, or was he down?
Was he down? They're marking him down. Boy, that you talk about either miscommunication or the ball slipped out of my hand, but there's not much in between those two things.
First down, Mississippi State.
Isaiah Spurge is the guy that comes up with the interception, and then here's the end of the play.
Yeah, he's down.
He's down.
The ground caused it, but he was so alone. It was as if he was 10 yards in the open when he caught the ball. He's standing right out here.
Wow.
Receiver is open. You don't know if McMath broke his road out or was the ball hit out of the quarterback's hands?
Yep,
his
he got
elbow.
hit in the elbow.
What?
He tried to follow through, but that was just a wounded duck.
Because, boy, that saved a touchdown. Then whoever got his arm on him saved a touchdown.
And Costello comes up firing again, and he goes, I like this guy, 0, Javante Payton. It's the first year, by the way, 0 is an official number in college football. And we don't mind any numbers they add because most teams have 3 of everything.
True.
Now he's got the dog collar on for the interception. And now let's see if they can turn it into points. Big game so far for Payton. 6 catches, 132 yards. Kylan Hill now in the backfield with Costello with a first down at the LSU 44 here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Four-man rush. Costello quick throw, incomplete, broken up by the freshman Eli Ricks.
So Davis comes from the right side of the quarterback, just reaches in as he's being yanked down and just chips the elbow.
Talk about great effort.
Yes, Jordan Davis actually made the play. The turnover change goes around the interception, but the guy who made the play was Jordan Davis.
Second down and 10 at the LSU 44 for the Bulldogs. Might be the final play of the quarter. Whoops, we got everybody jumping here. Looked like Charles Cross came out of his stance, but we'll wait and see.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, there's 102,000 people in here. We might have had 10 of those today,
yes,
but it's
right.
not that noisy.
And that's one of the big advantages that LSU usually has. Hey, for that matter, all of the home teams in the SEC should have the advantage when they pass rush. The tackles don't hear the snap count. It's got to be silent count. So that's where you kind of come around those edges and can make plays.
Mike Leach said, I'm not worried about the sign. We have so many hand signals. We could win a charades contest. Here's a shovel pass. Kylan Hill. Hill in the open field. First down and more inside the 30. And the quarter comes to a close at the 26-yard line for Kylan Hill, who's had a big second half.
You just get the feel that Mike Leach has been calling these plays almost like watching a reverse wishbone offense. They've run the same plays so many times. You know, Army and Navy, they know what to call against everything. They know in the back of their mind, and Leach just dials it up.
Number 6, LSU's in trouble at home. End of 3, 27-24. We'll return to Baton Rouge right after this message and a word from your local station. We start the fourth and final quarter with Mississippi State in front and with the football and a first down at the LSU 26-yard line.
And the pressure is definitely shifted to Bo Pelini's defense now. They got to hold this offense to a field goal.
Kylan Hill in the backfield with Costello, who comes up throwing, completes it again and again. He's got it to Austin Williams, and he's got it first and goal.
Do love the way that Mike Leach explains his offense. We try to run to open grass. They try to close open grass.
Right.
We throw the ball to open grass. We do it over and over and over again.
KJ Costello, Gary, is approaching 500 yards passing.
In Mike Leach's first trip back to the SEC, he might put 600 yards passing on the scoreboard.
Red zone today, 2 of 3. At the 10, Costello. Pressure, lobs one.
Oh, man, just taken down.
Yeah, Marks was taken out of the play. And they were looking for a flag on that it should have been holding on Marks, who was trying to come out of the backfield. I think he might have a point.
I think it was Neil Farrell that dumped him on the play.
Well, we welcome you to the fourth quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl down on a hot field here in Baton Rouge. And, you know, a lot of people say this is a great game. LSU fans, not so much.
No, I don't think so. And there's going to be a flag on this play, and I think LSU is going to get called. But think about this. A brand new team, a brand new offense, a transfer quarterback, no spring ball.
Pass interference, defense, number 92. The pass was beyond the line of scrimmage when the contact was made. It'll be placed in the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
And that little note, the way the ball is spread around, Mike always says that. We're balanced because we throw the ball to a lot of different guys. Here's the penalty on Neil Farrell, number 92. He comes around.
Ooh.
Oh, he actually just runs into him by mistake.
Yeah.
He didn't try to do it. He was spinning out and ran right
Because I'm 320 pounds,
Exactly.
I can't get out of the way.
He didn't try to hit him. It was just collision.
So from the 9, first and goal. Costello looked left, lobs it to the corner, a touchdown, 500 yards passing, and Austin Williams for the score.
I mean, it's so nice to be able to do the ball. You know what you want to do. It's basic passing. There's nothing fancy about this. Inside guy just runs to the back of the end zone. The outside guy runs a slant. Everybody's got this play. Right there, he's just going to go out this way and cross. Perfect throw. Man-to-man coverage again, and he gets beat. Like Coach O told Jamie at halftime, not happy with our man-to-man coverage.
502 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. KJ Costello.
Just hope he doesn't opt out after this.
Extra point.
I've done enough.
I've done all I can in week 1.
It's a different world, Ness. It's a different world.
Absolutely. Can't do it any better than that one. He's had some pretty ones all day long. And the lead for Mississippi State goes to 10. Our game recap here from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge today. The Tigers turned things around with Jabril Cox interception return, 14 yards for the touchdown. That gave them the lead. Home cooking. Cooking's always good at Brennan's in New Orleans. That one, Miles Brennan for the touchdown. LSU went back in front, but the air raid comes to Baton Rouge. This one out in the flat to Kylan Hill, and Kylan Hill did the rest. 15 seconds and 75 yards later, it was the Tigers again in front, part of a KJ Costello 502-yard, 4-touchdown day. There's the fourth one. Austin Williams just moments ago, and that's where we stand. 34-24, still a long ways to go. And LSU will start at the 25. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for a Papa John's update. Zuck.
All right, Ness, and the other ongoing surprise from the SEC, number 4 Georgia trailing Arkansas 10-5 in the third. Back up. Stetson Bennett to George Pickens, and the Dogs are finally on top of the Hogs in Sam Pittman's debut, 13-10, late third quarter.
Oddly enough, Stetson Bennett's got the most experience as an SEC quarterback of that trio that they have. JT Daniels didn't play today, still not clear. DeJuan Mathis having a struggling day. Stetson Bennett trying to get Georgia back in Fayetteville. Now Miles Brennan trying to get LSU back in front. And here's Chris Curry. And Curry spins his way for a first down run.
Again, as you said, still plenty of time. Don't have to abandon the run. It's been good for Miles Brennan. Think about Miles Brennan here. He's had 3 drives, a field goal, a touchdown, and then he gets his arm hit, which would have been another touchdown.
First down at the 37. Brennan, plenty of time this time. And he short hopped it, incomplete. Intended for DeRay Jenkins.
Intended for Jenkins. Second down 10, 37.
Longest and active winning streak in the nation, 16 straight. LSU record is 19 straight back in the late 50s. They're not worried about that right now. They just want to get 10 more points somehow. There's 21,124 that came into the stadium, and they are quiet. Brennan Little sidestep, the throw. Lucky it didn't get intercepted. Incomplete.
He had the sideline wide open on that play. He took the harder throw. You got to visualize both players, not zero in on a play. Look to the outside on this play. Steps up. He's got it wide open to the outside. An easy throw, and he goes inside on the play. Terrence Marshall kind of got frustrated on the play. He goes like, I could have had that one.
Tyrus Wheat almost had it. And in his hands. Big third down. Still got a long ways to go, but LSU 2 scores down. Brennan in trouble again and goes down at the 31-yard line.
Now it's getting to be panic time for this LSU football team. They're going to give the ball back. They have not been able to stop this passing game. Third down, they can't pass block enough.
Pickering and Kobe Jones combined on the stop in the backfield.
Actually very aggressively brought 6 players. One was spying the running back, but they've had 5+1 on the play. They overwhelmed that line. Remember, this LSU team has won 8 games 20 straight years. It'll be a challenge this year if they lose this one, considering they're playing that 10-game schedule.
That's right. Rosenberg's kick. Austin Williams is going to let this one
was
go.
perfect. It was perfect.
It's still
kick.
going. Down to around the 11-yard line. They'll take that. But the way Mississippi State's passing game has been going.
Yeah, Ed Orgeron said his defense had been playing great. He thinks it's better than last year's. He needs them right now to make a stop.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs, AT&T 5G, Jeep, and by the Home Depot. 12:39 remaining in the game. Coming up after our game, Adam Rook and DJ will have scores and highlights. College football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Seriously, pressure on Bo Pelini now. What does he do? Blitzing hasn't really worked. Man-to-man hasn't really worked. I mean, DBU is kind of turned into DB very new this year.
That's right. From the 11-yard line, A.J. Costello with a 500-yard passing day, moving Colin Hill over to his left with a 10-point lead. Looks like LSU's going to bring the heat. Costello calmly throws it out to the 16-yard line as we check in with Jamie.
Guys, during that last series, Mississippi State had a couple key players return on defense. Let's just say they were re-energized. I cannot say the same about this LSU bench. Honestly, for the team that we saw last year, at this point, they look like they've seen a ghost on this sideline. It's just low energy. I know they wanted to rely on the fans, which they don't have this year, but it's quite a stark contrast compared to last season.
And that picture tells the story exactly how Jamie's telling it. Everybody just standing around.
It's the ghost of losing 14 guys that could have been back. I mean, this is a tough reload.
Costello going to go deep, near sideline. This one's intercepted. Picked off. That's what they needed. Eli Ricks, the freshman. Really the first mistake Costello's made, but it was just a great defensive play.
And it was. And Javante Payton did about as much as he could to try to take it away and battle for the ball. Perfect position. This time he looks back. That was the key. Ball was slightly underthrown, and that gave Ricks a chance to go up and make that play. Could be the turnaround play.
Let me ask you, G, is that being too aggressive when you got a 10-point lead?
It's been so successful, that back shoulder throw, one-on-one throw. I don't know, when you throw the ball, that's your whole offense. They've thrown the ball 50 times. What else are they going to do?
That's true.
I mean, yes, after it's intercepted, it is, but
At the 45 of the Bulldogs, a chance here for LSU now to get something going. Davis Price for about 4. Emmanuel Forbes in on the tackle. We wind our way down near the 11-minute mark. Boy, they get a touchdown off the interception. Things are really going to get interesting. They already are, for that matter, considering you're riding a 16-game 16 straight streak. And that one's good for Racey McMahon. for a first down. And they'll try to hurry up to the line at the 33.
Good enough to catch, but not good enough to get any yards after it, right?
Brennan loads, goes to the end zone. One-handed catch by Marshall for the touchdown. It looked like he was being held with one arm. He only needed one arm.
There's a lot happening in this game, isn't there?
Yeah.
Darius Fudge is man-to-man. He's inside. Now he goes deep. It's a good phase, but as he turns, a little separation, and the ball's perfectly placed for the 6 points. Just as he turned, he lost that phase.
York's extra point is good. Well, they did turn the interception into a touchdown, and it didn't take them long to do it. Miles Brennan, Terrace Marshall, his favorite receiver, and he dropped it in there like he was picking strawberries in a bucket. Touchdown LSU, and it's down to 3. Oh, I like how you did that. Stetson Bennett, the 4th. Very nice, Zook. This has been some kind of game. Miles Brennan, who struggled early, has now come out to throw 3 touchdown passes. KJ Costello's thrown 4. And it's 34-31, and the lead just keeps changing hands with 11 minutes to go. Avery Atkins to kick. And Mississippi State from the 25. Let's go back to the
Gene's going to come in and talk. You know, the question is, was there a push-off on this play, Gene?
You know, right at the 10-yard line, Gary, when the 2 players come together, the D-back reaches out and engages. This is hand fighting. We allow the receiver now to have his own hand play. There is a little bit of back and forth, but when you get to that, you want to allow something to happen. Let them be players. No major displacement, no major restriction, hand fighting, good football play, and then strength, and you go. Right at the end, I think he does pin the arm down, but it's just as the ball comes in and the receiver makes an amazing catch on the play.
Yeah, I think if you were going to call the push-off, you definitely have to call grabbing the hand both ways, that's for sure.
Terrace Marshall, who had 13 scoring grabs last year, 2 here today. Costello lost the ball. And Jacoby Stevens has it. His 2nd fumble recovery of the day.
Well, Allie Gay started it, coming around the corner. Same move that Costello has used before when he takes the ball away. Watch, coming around the corner, first it's Gay. Then he has to move up in the pocket. And then when he does it again, it's knocked loose on the 2nd play.
Jacoby Stevens wearing that famous number 7. He said, I grew up watching Patrick Peterson make all kinds of plays. He's made 2 huge ones here today.
And 7 and 11 worked well.
Yeah. Casino was open today down by the river, you know.
7-11. Well, they did it the other way. They did 11-7, and it worked just as well, didn't it?
Good enough. 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries.
Back-to-back play turnovers.
Greg Island is the man that's down. Jacoby Stevens, what a delight to talk to him. He talks so much. You guys, you and Jamie said, I think you should be a game analyst when you're done playing football.
Absolutely. And he seemed to these guys know this Zoom stuff well.
Oh, yeah, they're better at it than we are.
That's for sure.
Here's another look at the last play.
Ali Gay comes around the outside. Costello moves up. And then when he goes again, Jacoby Stevens strips it and gets it.
Forced fumble recovery. Tell you what, those last 2 plays, Gary, huge.
Well, actually 3 in a row. The interception.
Right.
Before that, you know, they got the interception, turnover, And then they come with back-to-back plays. Touchdown, turnover.
First it was Eli Ricks with the interception, then 2 plays later, Terrace Marshall the touchdown, and then that one by Jacoby Stevens, and LSU's in business at the Bulldog 23.
That'll take a 10-point lead away real fast, won't it?
Man, I guess.
They've been running the ball effectively to start these drives. Will they run it again?
Emery's in there with Brennan. Switches sides to Brennan's right. Gets the handoff going left. And cartwheels his way for about 3 yards to the 20. Last defending champion to lose a season opener, Michigan, at Notre Dame a long time ago. Right now, LSU's trying to regain the lead, defending their national championship. Look out behind, Miles Brennan. Throws on, just tossed that one away. Was getting pressure again. And Kobe Jones was chasing that time.
Can feel it from behind. Brad was yelling it. I don't know if he heard you, but you could see it coming the whole way. He's known all day. He's got one look, step up and throw the ball. Because that Bulldog pass rush has been effective.
Big 3rd down here. They need to get to the 13-yard line.
Remember, in his head, he knows that a field goal ties this game.
Empty set for Brennan to throw. He's in trouble, got away from one but not the other, and he actually gained about a yard. Marquise Spencer's had a good game, man.
Yeah, I think in his head there, if he didn't have anything wide open, he wasn't going to throw the ball. He can't give up 3 points.
Cade York, who last year as a freshman hit from 20, 23, and 25, is going to be asked to hit from 40 here to try to tie the game. He had ice in his veins last year as a freshman. Let's see if he can connect in a big-time way here at the 9:42 mark, and he does. 40-yarder is good.
He ties the game, but you got to give Mississippi State credit. After the turnover, a 3-and-out.
34-34, 9:37 left. Let's take a look at our GMC game changer. This dude changed some games at Stanford, but nothing like what he's done now at his first start for Mississippi State. KJ Costello.
Mike Leach has given him the keys to the car, and he's driving it, isn't it?
I tell you, he shattered his attempt career mark by 6 already. His yardage by 117, and he's thrown 4 touchdown passes.
And you get the feeling as he's right at 500 yards passing. You see the missed tackle right there that led to the touchdown by Tony Harris. That if he doesn't come close to 600 yards passing, they're not going to win the game.
Maybe not. He's jumping up and down on the sideline. So we actually had him listed at 502 yards passing on that last touchdown, so they adjusted something to take 4 yards away, but nonetheless, it's been something watching him play today. Next Saturday, SEC on CBS. Our crew is heading to a big matchup in Tuscaloosa. 10th-ranked Aggies get the opportunity to make an early season statement. Can they do it against number 2 Alabama? It all starts the college football today at 2:30 Eastern here on CBS. That'll be a dandy, and we hope you join us next Saturday. Everybody thought Texas A&M had a really easy schedule until the schedule got redone.
I was going to say that. Instead of playing Abilene Christian in North Texas, they get Alabama for their second game.
Well, it was a 10-point deficit a couple of minutes ago, and now it's a tie game at 34.
And this is where being a veteran, being in the hunt in a lot of football games, you got to come through for your football team right now. A couple bad plays, you've got to show the leadership.
Costello will throw in the flat to Kylan Hill. He's got a big gainer again. Gives him a little lazy leg and gets about 15. Jay Ward knocked him out of bounds. Didn't let him get down that sideline this time.
So Kylan Hill is approaching 150 yards in receiving in this football game.
Got it out to the 43-yard line. 27 rushing yards, as Gary said, 150 through the air.
He's not getting beat up at all, is he?
All-time Mississippi State single-game record now. He passed Dak Prescott earlier, and now he just passed him again.
LSU. First charge timeout.
LSU's going to take a timeout here with 9:03 remaining.
That's the good thing about the Leach air raid offense. You don't have anything else but to throw. I mean, it's not like you can go to anything else. Nope. They don't have play action passes. They don't have RPOs. They just drop back and throw.
Everybody that plays against his offense just says they just keep running the same plays over and over and over. But the repetition makes them so good at it that ends up being very successful. So he looks at that little sheet again to see what he can come up with. National News and Notes. Nick Saban said this week he would support a permanent 10-game SEC schedule. I'm all for that. Air Force wearing some cool unis for the Tuskegee Airmen to honor them. And primetime, Deion Sanders named the head coach at Jackson State.
I will say this. The state of Mississippi has some interesting head coaches.
Mike Leach, Lane Kiffin, and primetime. Primetime and I were texting back and forth the other day to congratulate him on the new gig. He's pretty excited. First down at the 43. Costello. Pressure coming and he lost the ball. Was his arm going forward or is that a fumble?
I think he fumbled that.
They're saying fumble.
Yes.
Andre Anthony might have gotten a piece of his hand. I don't know. This almost looked like he dropped it. Here's another look.
No, it slipped right out of his hand. That's a fumble. Yep. He tried to hold on to it and not throw the football. Nobody hit it. It just slipped right out of his hand.
Siaki Aka goes, I got this. Big number 62's in the neighborhood.
Was his arm going forward, though?
That's what I thought it the first time I saw it, but
I mean, this is where Gene has a lot of experience with a play like this. Gene, give us your experience.
Listen, what you guys are leading to is exactly what you have to look at, and it could be just a camera frame. If that ball starts forward in possession of that quarterback, even though it skips out of his hand, if it's moving forward at all with possession, he's not bringing that back there. It's not defined that he's bringing it back to his body. That would be a forward pass. This is a great angle that we've just shown. In my opinion, I would say that that football is moving forward in his possession. Look at it. It may be very brief, but it doesn't have to be much, just a forward motion.
And this is where the replay really helps a football game. You know, sometimes you get a little frustrated when it's a 3rd and a half a yard or something like that, but on this play right here, this is the difference of getting it right and saving a game.
And when you slow it down that much, you can almost see the look on KJ's face like, I'm going to try to catch this with my left hand myself because I don't know if this thing's coming out or if I'm throwing it. Here's the call.
After video review, the ruling is an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 9:01.
So that is huge. They maintain possession. And it's just a 2nd and 10 and not a disaster.
Incomplete. 2nd down.
Yep.
10. 43-yard line.
One more look, and Gene, there it is. Aimlessly falls. Incomplete. So that could have been a killer for Mississippi State's offense. As it is, still tied, 9 to go. They still have the ball.
Can you imagine the crowd here in Death Valley what they'd be doing right now? Can you imagine how loud it is? This is, you know, college football in these cathedrals in the South especially is a way of life to boo this type of a call and make it tough on the visiting team.
Less than 22,000 here, and I'm not sure there's that many here now. Costello on a crossing route has got it complete. And here's his main man again. Shavers, who had a big touchdown earlier, and he goes all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Maurice Hampton had a shot at him as the crossing route comes away. No pick or anything. He just crosses. Hampton comes up, misses the tackle for extra yardage. You can't run finesse. You seen anything simpler than that?
No.
No, right?
That's just pitch and catch and then run after the catch.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't pick. They didn't really. They just crossed. You know, one time if you play man defense, usually you're not very good at zone, and that time they just messed it up.
Now they go with that draw again. Colin Hill, somebody trying to strip it out of his left arm, and he tucked it in and got to the 14-yard line. So that 37-yard pass play to Shavers will set him up down in red zone.
So about 25 extra yards after that missed tackle by Hampton on the play.
13 touches today, and boy, has he made those touches big, especially as a receiver.
He's right on target for the 2,000 yards he was promised.
Second down and 4, under 8 minutes from the 14-yard line. Blitz coming on Costello, and it pays off. He has to dump it. And it was Jabril Cox.
He might get intentional grounding on this play.
He's had one already today, and one that they picked up.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I don't blame him. I mean, right off the corner, he needed to get rid of it quicker. I don't know if he knew the protection was weak.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 3. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Loss of down.
This is where
third down.
Coach Leach would say we're kind of a work in progress. You know, you're not used to all these looks. When you've been in the offense 3 or 4 years, you get used to where you're at risk. And this time, from his backside, there's nothing he could have done.
There's nobody even close to that
good
football.
Call.
So loss it down, back to the 25, third down and 15. This is when Bo Pelini's defense needs a big stop. Just a 3-man rush. Costello throws incomplete, too high. Intended for Jonte Payton.
Yeah, and it's so well defended. Good defense that time for LSU. They bring just 3, force a throw early, and even if this is caught, it's going to be well short of the first down. That's how you play defense. Know where the sticks are, force them to the outside, and even with a completion, you're going to make the tackle and force the field goal.
Now the grad transfer, Brandon Ruiz. I don't know how many times he's been in a tight spot where he needed a big kick. This is his chance on the road in the SEC. Welcome to the Southeastern Conference, Brandon Ruiz from 43. Kick on the way. He says, I am up to the task, my friend. Perfect. Big kick for Ruiz.
So both defenses again have held. Okay, LSU gave up some yards in the middle of the field, but held for the field goal. And after the turnover before, that Mississippi State defense pitched a 3 and out.
So another lead change, 37-34. This Monday, join the hunt for a fugitive on the run in Manhunt, Deadly Games, inspired by a true story. It's Monday at 10/9 Central here on CBS. Whew, what a game. 7:27 remaining in regulation, we'll put it that way. That was a 50-yard drive and 7 plays. The majority of it was to Shavers on that 37-yard crossing route with the run and catch after. And that set up Ruiz for the field goal. There's the quarterbacks. 7 touchdown passes so far between the two of them. And just 553 yards through the air. And that is about 170 more than K.J. Costello's previous career high. Another lead change, number 9.
So my head is in Miles Brennan's head right now. Okay, you're looking up there, 7 minutes to go, 4th quarter. And I think you think back to how Joe Burrow won the team over. Remember the Texas game?
Yeah.
Game on the line. Works his way up in the pocket, throws the biggest touchdown pass of the year.
On 3rd and 17.
Yes. Now Miles Brennan waits 4 years for his opportunity. Make a statement here, and he'll be his football team.
We asked Coach Orgeron a couple weeks ago on SEC Replay that you and I did virtually or Facebook-wise, whatever, with the coach. Biggest play last year. I thought he'd say something about Alabama or the SEC championship. He said that conversion
didn't even
against
hesitate.
Texas. No, he didn't even think about it. So here we are, 75 yards away right now from Miles Brennan. It's his time, and it's his throw complete. Eric Gilbert. Eric Gilbert, the freshman tight end who has a touchdown catch today.
Right side.
Trying to get everybody in the right spots. On a second down and 5. Chris Curry got 2, maybe 3. And got a LSU lineman slow to get up.
I'll tell you, there is no respect at all for Miles Brennan keeping that ball on that right handoff. Remember, you called in the Alabama game, Joe's keeping the ball as his Heisman moment. It's there. I don't know if Miles is going to keep it or not.
4 out of 6 on 3rd and 3 or less. This is the biggest 3 of the day with 6.5 to play.
No safety deep again.
Brennan, here they come after it. He got away from 1 and 2 and incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Brennan's pass.
Harris Marshall, the intended receiver.
Jordan Davis, number 6, was the first one. Made him get out of his first throw, reload, and he couldn't get the completion. Good defense. They were all up. They knew it. They turned their cards over before the snap that time. All 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
The play at the end of the play by Fred Peters, too, to not let the receiver get his hands on it. Austin Williams waiting on and he's going to call a fair catch and take it around the 28-yard line. 6:15 to go. What else is going on around the world, Adam Zucker?
Well, more shockers, Ness. You already had number 3 Oklahoma fall to Kansas State. Now number 8 Texas is in trouble. Alan Bowman to TJ Vasher. Texas Tech from down 10 to up 8 and with the ball in Lubbock, BJ's hometown, guys.
Ooh, man. Crazy things in a crazy season so far. And we're only the last weekend of September.
Hide BJ's shoelaces, okay?
Oh, man. Big 12's been hurting so far, man. 553 yards. That is tops in SEC history. Just past Eric Zier, the Georgia great who still does radio broadcasts.
This situation, wouldn't you just love to hand the ball off a few times?
Yeah. My arm's getting sore.
Exactly. Can they do that?
Nope. They're going to flip it out to Kylan Hill, kind of like a handoff out in the flat. He gets hammered at the 34-yard line. Jabril Cox knocked him unceremoniously out of bounds, and Kylan Hill said, "Why are you doing me that way, man?" I was trying to step out of bounds and you leveled me. Got 5 though, 2nd and 5.
Time to start using this clock, use the whole play clock or not?
I don't think they care. Costello pump fakes one way, deep middle, and one to throw and catch. Williams, first down.
I got to give Williams a lot of credit. He was wrapped up on the play. He stayed with it. Williams has been big on those short. He's kind of been the Wes Welker on this play right here. He's had those short passing games all game. Goes out, stalls, and then a perfect throw right in the body. When that tight coverage like that, you can do it. That's the execution that Leach loves in the offense. Do it over and over again. I don't care if we're covered, we can still complete it.
Under 5.5 to go. Playing with a 3-point lead. Costello, a little bit of a play fake, threw it into no man's land. I guess Austin Williams might have been the intended receiver.
I think that was going to be a wide receiver screen.
That's what I thought too. I think he was going to be the blocker. At any rate, stops the clock at 5:17. Remember, LSU used a timeout earlier.
It's always nice to run your first play. Just put the 1 up. We're going to run play number 1 in this situation. Did you see Mike signal?
That little 3x5 card. Number 1.
Play number 1. Let's see what play number 1 is. Usually they love to cross those receivers in front of the quarterback so that if it's man, they rub. If it's zone, they stop.
Now they do use the play clock all the way down. Costello over the middle, and there he goes again. And we saw this last time for 37 yards, and this time it goes all the way to the 26-yard line.
They love to cross those receivers, those shallow routes. It's almost like beating the going deep with bump and run coverage. They just go wide on bump and run coverage. Wide to the middle of the field to the other side. Just run away from the coverage. If it's man, you know you got him.
Osiris Mitchell with 27 more yards on the reception to the 25. And now K.J. Costello is one completion away from 600 yards passing.
We said for them to win, he's going to have to get close to 600. That's as close as you can get.
Now they finally hand it off. And it's only a yard or two for Kylan Hill. But that works the clock too. He'll be down under 4 to go on the next snap. Unless they don't use the play clock to their advantage. K.J. Costello comes up by his center and he says, yeah, I'm going to back out here in a second. Just take your time. It will be under 4. And probably down around 5 on the snap. Actually less than that. Finally, Costello delayed blitz. Throws, tips, incomplete. Intended. Jay Ward broke it up.
Yeah, Jay Ward anticipated that one. Almost beat the ball to the spot that time. He's automatic with these crossing routes. I'm going to cross too. Watch him anticipate the throw. He comes off of one round. He almost got there before the ball got there, didn't he?
That was good timing.
Yes.
It was a bang, bang play right there. Perfect. Now the biggest third down of the ball game is at hand, especially for the LSU defense.
What does Pelini do? He blitzed. Remember, he's been aggressive. They're going to take a timeout and get everybody rested and make sure they have the right defense on for this big play.
Second timeout used by LSU. That down to 1. There's Bo Pelini, the defensive coordinator, get his troops around him.
In an NFL game, I would call this a bad timeout. In a college game with the timeout after first downs, I don't think it's a bad timeout. Get your guys over there, get them all on the same page. A stop here means it's a 1-score game.
It's 3rd down and 9, although 3rd and long has not been a big problem for Mississippi State today. But this is where you want number 11 or number 19 out there for LSU, creating some havoc and maybe some confusion for K.J. Costello, though he hasn't looked too confused today. Made a couple of mistakes. One interception and a fumble.
So remember this, it's been the MO for Leach offense to have the fewest 3rd down plays because they do so well on 1st and 2nd down. They're 7 for 14, 2 touchdowns on 3rd down.
They'll take that any day of the week. So I'm not sure there's still 21,000 in this building, but you're going to know in a second if the LSU defense gets a stop here. They're trying to make some noise right now. 3rd and 9. Costello going to go long to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Mitchell. Another huge 3rd down play. Touchdown, number 5 for K.J. Costello.
3 touchdowns against LSU's defense on 3rd and long. This time he beats Jay Ward. Remember, it was Jay Ward who was sniffing on that crossing route before. This time he goes right by him. Stutter and go. Oh, boy. Really bad technique that time. Barely got his hands on him. Was out of phase before he even moved. A pair of 5s, but it's the Maroon 5 that wins it.
Oh, yeah, that's good music for Mississippi State fans. Extra point is good. A 10-point lead again for the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, and what a day for that young man. 623 passing yards and another touchdown here.
He stalls. He doesn't really impede the receiver. He thinks he's going short. He guesses a short route. And after K.J. Costello throws for over 600 yards, he goes, you know, I might have to find where Starkville was on the map, but I'm glad I found it. And I think Starkville's glad they found number 3.
Osiris Mitchell has been his Abbott, and KJ's been his Costello. Wow, what a show those two have put on. All the receivers, for that matter. And it's 44-34. 3.5 to go, and the longest winning streak in the country is now in serious jeopardy.
Just to let you know, I mean, you know, uniforms are big, you know, but the players in the uniforms mean something too.
Yeah.
That probably would have been Derek Stingley Jr. over there on that play.
No doubt. And Osiris Mitchell, 183 yards on 7 catches, including 2 touchdowns. And the last one might be the killer. But still 3:39 to go. And LSU will start 75 yards away. They need 2 scores.
So unless they score really fast, remember they only got 1 timeout left in the game. It looks like they're already in the situation of a score in an onside kick right now.
I don't know in our conference-only schedule this year if we're going to see a quarterback do what we're watching right now from KJ Costello. Doubtful. Unless he does it again later in some other games. Miles running pressure on now, big time. Down he goes. Not what they needed.
And guess who it is?
Brule.
That bicycle is the most valuable bicycle in this building. Brule got a little bit of a cramp, came back from it. A little bit of stunt to the outside. Tackle goes out and comes around inside for the sack.
The clock running and a big loss. 10, 2nd and 20. Brennan flushed again, going down again. Way back at the 6-yard line, and it's Jaden Crumedy, the nose tackle.
3-man rush, really good protection, dropping 8, and Miles Brennan right there just does not have confidence to let that ball go in the small seams. He dances around and really causes his own sack on that play.
Now they're back inside the 10-yard line, and there's not a lot of 3rd and 26s in the playbook.
I mean, come on, 7 sacks in a football game. That's the look, yes, 7 sacks.
Backed up to the 9. Brennan, and now from near his own goal line. They'll throw it short over the middle and hope that Emery can do something with it, but he can only get it to the 20.
You got to go for it on 4th down.
They have to get all the way to the 35-yard line. Flags fly in late. And that might be big if it's against Mississippi State.
Be huge. Instead of 4th and 15, could be an automatic 1st down.
Didn't see a preliminary signal, so I'm not sure. Here we go.
After the play, personal foul. Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Well, that is huge, and it keeps any kind of hope alive. Forbes, a freshman, is the guy that's called for the penalty.
Yeah, it's 4th in the ball game. Now it's alive. Keep your wits about you. Game's not over till it's over. I do not know what he did.
He's still shaking his head, too. But whatever he did has given LSU a 1st down at the 2-minute mark. Brennan throws low, but he made the catch to Terrace Marshall.
Right side of your screen. Let's see if we can see what happens. Comes into the play, whistles blow. Yes. He nudges him, but why? Why do you have to do it? No need to do it. Keeps the game alive.
Down to a minute and a half. Time is valuable. Brennan throws complete again. This one's Marshall again. And he's into Mississippi State territory at the 45, and we got a lineman down. And I think it's Dare Rosenthal, who was shaken up earlier and played through it. This time face down with 1:25 to go.
Backs off, 3-man rush. He kind of throws on it. And it hurts himself on the play, doesn't it?
KJ Costello saying, "Where's my helmet? I may have to go back out there." I don't think so. 623 yards passing, an SEC record, 11th most ever in college football history. And it's an SEC West game. Come on, really? 10-point lead, 1:25 to play.
If this holds on, Mike Leach is going to be the guy that finally makes the Mississippi fans say, all right, Dan Mullen's gone, and we got a coach.
You think those cowbells will be ringing?
You bet.
Only win was against LSU 6 years ago. As a top 10 team, LSU comes in number 6 in the country, which you look at the preseason rankings, you go, well, everybody hasn't played. Oklahoma was number 3, and they lost today. Number 6 is a minute 25 from losing. And Mike's made a habit of wins against top 10 teams over the years where he's been. Cameron Wire comes in now to play left tackle. Again, last loss for LSU. 7 overtimes.
Mississippi State has been dropping into a zone and giving the underneath throw.
Brennan fires complete. It's McMath to the 30. Tracy McMath. They hustle up to the line. Every second counts right now.
And the first down stopped the clock.
Now let's see how quickly they get it snapped as it's back in play. It'll take him a couple of seconds. Brennan loads, reloads, rolls to throw across the middle. Tough catch made by Emory. He's trying to get to the sideline and won't get there. Got it to the 22-yard line. Clock continues to run, and now it stopped.
Yeah, I kind of think that's a good timeout because it's going to be 10 to 12 seconds before they can run another play. You got to just assume you're going to throw first down throws from now on or touchdowns.
Davis made the tackle.
Well, coming up tonight on CBS begins with the drama Bull. Then the action heats up on SWAT, followed by a new edition of 48 Hours tonight only on CBS. If you told this score to some folks, they might say it's Bull, but it's not. It's real. It's a 10-point Mississippi State lead with less than a minute to go, and the defending champions are out of timeouts.
Both sides should be getting their onside kick and onside hands team ready.
And if you have a good hands team, don't play it like the Atlanta Falcons did last week.
Oh, gee. You okay?
Too soon.
Exactly.
Second down and 1. More importantly, 52 seconds remaining. Everybody looks to the sideline. Miles Brennan back to his cadence. Throw out in the flat to Marshall. Broke one tackle, didn't get the next one down to the 15. Gonna have to hustle. First down, stops momentarily. So they needed the 1. They got that. They got about 6. And now they're at the 16-yard line, and the clock begins to run again.
Penalty.
Everybody moving.
Yep, legal procedure that time. LSU left tackle. Wire moved, I believe.
He's the guy that was in for the tackle that just went down a few plays ago.
Ball start. Offense, number 17. The foul also results in a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 28 seconds.
So the tackle saw the receiver moved, and he moved on that movement.
Yep. They called it on McMath. They could have called it on either one of them. So 10-second runoff. Down to 28 seconds. And first and 15. Gotta rip it to the end zone here, don't you, Gears?
Yeah, I don't think anything short of the end zone's going to do it.
Well, Marshall dropped it, or it would have been a touchdown, maybe. It would have been a catch at the 4.
They can get a first down, though, Ness. If they got between the 5 and the goal line, it still would be.
Yep, he would have had it and at least gotten to the 4, which would have been good enough for a first down.
You know, the other way you can play this is just kick the field goal and go an onside kick and go Big Ben.
That's true.
Potential targeting on the throw.
So the long run for our referee, Jason Autry, down where he'll take a look at the replay on the opposite 10-yard line. And we'll take a look at it with you.
The play is under the
But he didn't get him with his arm. He was defenseless after he dropped the ball.
Gene, what do you see?
Yeah, what you've got to look at, too, is how that helmet dips right before contact. That's your indicator. He definitely is in a defenseless posture, and that helmet seems to dip right before contact and make contact with that side of that receiver. Now, he does lower the shoulder as well. It's tight, but there's an indicator there of a lowering of the helmet, and I'm sure that's what they're looking at.
Gene, does it have to be actually the helmet? Does it have to be proven to hit, or is that enough to call targeting right there? Let's suppose it's 3 or 4 inches away.
Yeah, you still want to have contact with the helmet, Gary, but those are the indicators that you're looking toward.
Right, because I couldn't tell if he collided with his helmet or not.
Yeah.
So there is no targeting.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I could not see the helmet engage into the helmet.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 15. There's 22 seconds left in the game. And if you don't pick up a touchdown here, as Gary said, do you kick the field goal and try to get it to 7 and then hope for a miracle and an onside kick? But it's Brennan to throw. Scanning the field. He is going to throw it short. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
You know, I thought that LSU was almost in an illegal formation, like they had covered one of the receivers on the play. I wonder if that's the call.
They're going to start running out of seconds if that's the call.
Illegal motion, offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
Racey McMath had a couple of
Racey
bad
McMath,
penalties.
he had 2 of them, 10 yards and 20 seconds. There he is right here. He's looking at the bench. You know what the bench is telling him? You're on the line of scrimmage. Back up. Someone told him to back up. And when he backs up, that's why he's in motion.
All the way back to the 26-yard line now. Brennan now will go to the end zone. Jump ball out of bounds. Incomplete. Actually, McMath caught it, but he was out of bounds.
So obviously now you got to go field goal here, right?
Fred Peters was a guy in coverage. He's the guy that almost got called for the targeting a couple of plays ago. Here's the look at McMath just running out. Ooh, it's closer than I thought.
I think it's still good up. Well, I'd take the 3. I'd take the chance at the 3 and then try to throw a helmet.
They might run out of time on this play if he waits too long to unload. Clock is going to expire on a jump ball, and it's intercepted in the end zone anyway. And Mississippi State has pulled off an upset on the road and picked off the defending national champion and 6th-ranked LSU Tigers. And KJ Costello, his debut in the SEC, nothing short of brilliant. 623 yards and 5 touchdowns. And in a game that seesawed back and forth 9 times, the Pirate and the air raid offense of Mississippi State has come to the SEC.
Just a brilliant performance. Getting his football team ready, sticking with basics, and using the veteran quarterback. Remember we talked about it. You got the veteran guy on the field. LSU had the new guy. The veteran showed his value in this football game.
For the first time, a loss for LSU in the last 17 games. And the reaction at the very end, a very happy quarterback, as well he should be. What a show by KJ Costello. And on the other side, Miles Brennan, his debut not what he was hoping for. They will be partying in Starkville tonight.
One thing I will say, Ness, we know it's not us. We're not jinx because he threw for 5 yards with us in the Sun Bowl. And he threw for, so he's averaging over 300 with us.
Yeah, he is. And Mike Leach is with Jamie Ordo.
Coach, I know you preach intuition through repetition. How comfortable did KJ Costello look in your offense today?
I thought we got better as time went on. I thought, we definitely had some rocky parts, and, some of it has to do with the fact that, they're getting good pressure. I mean, they have big, strong, brutal guys, and so, they pressured us most of the day, but I thought he did a good job sticking in there. And the best thing he did after we hit adversity, he responded to it. He's a great job being the same guy every play and can play the next play maybe as good as anybody I've dealt with. So, yeah, I thought he really had a good debut. And I know that we have a turnover or two, but, you know, that wasn't just him. And then, you know, heck, if we all start something like he did, we'd be very happy, I think.
Well, what a welcome back to the SEC for you, Coach. It's a great day for you, huh?
That's it. Yeah, it's better than average, I'll tell you that. This stadium, there's a lot of ghosts in this stadium, and you know, and you play. We played LSU because, you know, New England, Green Bay, and the Chiefs had somebody scheduled, so we played these guys. But I'm really proud of our guys. I thought we played real well. I thought we stuck in there during tough times and won the game.
Well, they want to celebrate with you. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Well, Death Valley, where dreams come to die, but the dream was alive for KJ Costello today. And now it's time for the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. And you know the play of the game is going to involve the quarterback, or maybe Osiris Mitchell, who caught 7 balls for 183 yards. And this was the final nail in the LSU coffin in the corner. Neil Price is how he called it for the Bulldog Radio Network.
From the LSU 24. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Hill in the backfield with Costello, who takes the snap. Slings it for the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Osiris Mitchell! Oh, my! And he's put Mississippi State in front, 43-34, and over the right shoulder grab in the back right of the end zone.
And oh my, and Osiris, his 7th catch of the day for 183 and 2 touchdowns.
I love to see what guys do after adversity. That's what the teammates look at. After the 2 turnovers, he produced a field goal and a touchdown to take the game.
What a day. We might not see a performance like that again for a long time out of the quarterback. KJ Costello and his team pulls off the upset over number 6 LSU here in Baton Rouge. For Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl, I'm Brad Nessler. It has been great to have you back with us in the SEC on CBS from Baton Rouge. Final score 44-34. College football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Coming up right after these messages. So long from Baton Rouge.